right, yeah, y'all. So we are live right now, and so yeah. First of all, what's up, y'all? It's Rick Rogers, the Hitmaker, and
It's Noonie Rogers.
I'm supposed to stop attaching Hitmaker to it until we figure out an additional part to her name too.
Right.
So
Oh, my
I'm gonna cut
bad.
that down. So yeah, it's Rick Rogers and my wife Noonie Rogers, and as y'all know, we're getting into this space right here where we're streaming and reacting and everything. So I don't know if y'all know what's going on, but there's this dude that we have here. Can you see him? You should see him here.
Mm-hmm.
His name is BillyCarson. Now, BillyCarson is for one.
What is this?
For one, BillyCarson is not a believer.
Oh.
Okay. BillyCarson goes around talking crazy about like Jesus and the Bible and it's fake and all these different things. And so Billy was issuing challenges to any I guess anybody that wanted to debate him, because if you ever see this dude talk, like this dude just talk with so much like confidence, like he's kind of arrogant, like, and I ain't gonna lie, before I became Christian, he almost got me.
For real?
I was kind of believing some of the things he said until he said that.
Don't tell me God was a woman.
No, he told me he had said that Satan was the God of the Bible. That's what threw me off. I went to YouTube. Yeah. So that threw me off. So anyway, he debated a Christian theologian named Wes. I don't know his last name, but his name is Wes.
Huff.
Wes Huff is his name. And he just got completely embarrassed. Like everything he would go on other platforms and talk about as far as like his points to defend the way he thinks or whatever, dude completely obliterated like all of them joints. And it's a lot going on. He's suing people for putting the footage out and showing up at people's doors at 2:00 in the morning. And now he's finna go live and say his piece. He's saying it's a fake video. So I just want to see how he's going to defend this perspective. What about you? Like you're new to even watching any of this. I kind of feel like I brought you into this debates and all of that. So
I did see a few videos of Billy Carson before.
You had just like around on the internet?
Yeah, it was a little too much for me. Like, so I didn't really feed into it. I know people that kind of like watch his videos and.
You mean like the wording and all of that?
No, like it was
Is that Riley?
That's Riley. We're parents, y'all, so y'all know how that go. But it was just videos of him, like it was just too much, and I'm just like, this is too much. We're looking at Riley right now.
Riley, go upstairs.
Bye.
She gotta use the bathroom.
Use the bathroom.
So you said it was too much. What you mean by too much?
I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not really a fan of people that do too much talking. Because I know, it's a lot of, shenanigans that come with it. So I think I seen something where if I'm not mistaken, I believe I seen something where he said that God was like a woman. And whatever.
So we got 5 minutes until his thing starts. I seen his wife earlier. His wife claims she got receipts and all and everything to go with it. So I'm really, really interested to see what's going to be said. I'm definitely going to give him a chance to defend his position, but I just really want to see what it is you have to say, because when we watched the debate, it looked like a fair debate. It just looked like you got crushed.
He definitely, but see, and the thing about the debate was that Wes didn't even drill him like he should have. Like it was very holy.
Very respectful.
Very respectful. Like his facial expressions was, just the same at all times. Like I would love to see like his reasoning of saying that it was like he was set up. Cause he sat there, he didn't say anything about, I didn't know this was going on. I didn't know this was supposed to happen. Like he literally sat there and did the interview.
So what did you think? Like, so being a person that's new to just watching people debate, I believe this is like your third debate that you've seen. You know what I mean? What do you get out of watching people debate? I'm about to make her a sandwich. You could just do your thing.
I was just about to say, Riley needs a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, y'all.
Make my baby a sandwich. I got 4 minutes.
We about to make her a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. You said, what do I think about like the debates?
As far as you're new to watching debates, so what do you think about them and how they go down and different things like that? Like, are you learning from them? Like,
I'm definitely learning from them.
I got you right here. I got you right here.
I'm definitely learning from them. I'm not gonna lie. When I seen like the debate, what was the debate that we did with the I can't remember his name. He was a Hebrew Israelite. I just don't like when it's like when people are being like disrespectful with it. That's the only thing I don't like. Like just I feel like everybody should be able to talk with respect, but what I do love about it is how knowledgeable people be. Especially like what was his name? Was it God Logic? Yeah, I like how people are knowledgeable with the Bible and can pretty much recite it off the back of their head and know exactly what they're talking about. It's just it's just a lot. I feel like I don't know. It's people be having a lot going on. That's all I can say. It's a lot going on. Definitely a lot going on. Somebody said West Huff bodied that dude. He did. Like I don't know. I really want to get like to that level because I swear he did it like so smooth. It was so smooth. Somebody said, "Who is that?" I think they're asking like, "Who's Billy?" This is Miss Juicy G. Yeah, Miss Juicy G, and then uh QP on the beat said, "My boy." And then somebody said, "I am Amaya Love." Hey, hey, is that Amaya? I don't know. But do I want to split a sandwich? You gonna make us a sandwich? Huh? Yeah, we need a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. A whole one. We got enough? All right, y'all. So if y'all watching this, go get y'all a peanut butter and jelly sandwich so we can eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches together. Cause we about to eat some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
How much time I got left?
All right, so we got wait. It comes on at 9:00. Oh, did they wait? They changed it?
They just changed the time?
Y'all, it's already bad. I think they just changed the time.
They just said 8.
No, it says live in. Somebody said, how many kids do we have? We have 7. It says live in 61 minutes. Yeah, we got 7 kids, y'all.
Did you really just change the time?
What? Okay, so that's how I already know it's fraud.
We're gonna go find a debate.
Now we gotta go find a debate because it literally said that we had 2 minutes. Somebody said, whoa. Yep. Definitely 7. That's crazy. All right. Well, we gotta wait. We gotta wait 61 minutes.
No.
Yikes.
Go find I guess we could just go find one of the debates and catch them up.
All right. So just exit out of it.
I mean, just like use YouTube. They're watching you pretty much use YouTube. Just type it in and it's getting whack.
All right. So let me go. Let me see. Billy debate was. That's crazy. Okay. Here we go. Right here. Somebody. All right. So I guess he got to get his stuff together.
He got kids and stuff though, so he might.
Somebody said, "Oh, he got kids." All right, y'all.
You wanna know if they're his or not?
Hey guys, I am Shane Winnings, and I am happy to host this re-airing live debate.
Okay, I just want to give y'all a backstory real quick for those who are watching. The reason why we are not able to go to the actual debate was because pretty much Billy, I guess he threatened the guy to take it down. He actually went to his house for 2:30 in the morning, threatening him. So a lot of the people are actually rebroadcasting this video on their platform. So the original video was taken off. That's why we're going to watch this guy here do the video. And yeah, so y'all can. How many? Somebody said.
After that, took your headphones up. Somebody said what?
Put me back in.
They still can hear you though.
Oh, somebody said, I heard in one ear. Somebody said, how many sandwiches is Rick making? He made 3. He made one for me, one for him, and one for Riley.
That's in record time.
All right.
3 PB&Js in less than 4 minutes.
All right, so we about to watch this guy here. I don't know his name.
It's an hour and 30 minutes. We ain't gonna watch this whole thing. We might, cause I mean we kind of just streaming at this point because we thought we was finna have dinner in the movie and watch BillyCarson defend himself, but obviously he not ready, so we gonna have to wait an hour. So if y'all here, y'all could definitely go click. Go click this on the YouTube. That way you can put YouTube in a little box and still scroll Instagram. Because I know how it would be trying to watch something that's long and then you still want to scroll at the same time. So we live on YouTube right now too. Y'all go find us on YouTube. It's Rick and Nooney. The live video should pop up. And that way y'all can still scroll y'all phone and rock with us tonight too. Man, I might as well go to the store. Are you going to stay screaming or how go stuff?
Yeah. So this guy's name is Shane. And
on my page, this debate has been very difficult to find. There is an individual involved in the debate who does not want it to be publicized, who has a live scheduled for tomorrow, I believe, going to explain why this debate is fake or why it's rigged. I will let you watch for yourself and make your own determination. I am not going to interject myself in the debate. I'm just going to let you watch it. I'm not reacting to this. I am just hosting it for you to be able to watch. I will say this. One guy says things that are based on factual data and researchable documentation, even pulling books from the bookshelf, finding the page, finding the citation. Another guy says things he found off the internet or quotes forged documents. One guy has devoted his life to historical and biblical accuracy. The other guy is an influencer, appearing on very popular podcasts, making all kinds of unsupported claims that are debunked during this debate. And that same guy is selling $85 bottles of Starfire Gold liquid supplement that he created.
What?
I'm not going to comment on that. I will say this, please.
So, I know we ain't reacting, but we really just streaming and being, this is what we do. We just living our life right now. So,
right.
Out of everybody I seen talk about BillyCarson, I think everybody's literally fed up with this dude.
Yeah.
It's just I think people are really tired of seeing him trash Christianity the way that he does.
The people in the comments, they were like, bro, just take that L. They was like, just take the L.
Was it people on his, like people that follow him? Was people in his comments defending him? Let's go. Wait, before do you want to watch this first or do you want to go to the chat where everybody waiting to see what they saying?
I don't know. What y'all think?
Let's watch this first. We got 60 minutes before we get to that. So
watch all your own conclusions. Again, one guy does not want this to be seen and is actually suing the other guy. So I think that should really tell you everything you need to know. And with that being
not
said,
suing him though.
Let's get into it. Please, before we do, like this, share this everywhere. Again, this guy doesn't want this out. He's trying to hand out lawsuit paperwork. He's trying. This would end his career, as it should. The claims that he makes on some of America's and the world's largest platforms, including the Sean Ryan podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, Patrick Bet-David. This guy is everywhere saying these things that will be debunked in this debate. So watch for yourself. Please comment, help us boost that algorithm, and share this video. Here we go.
Man, I'm about to put some peanut butter in my coffee.
Peanut butter in the coffee. Y'all gonna learn from these streams that Rick is extra. He always doing something. He always doing something with food. You really not about to put the
Wes,
really
now that we got you on, Wesley Huff, historian, linguist, biblical scholar, PhD, and athlete wannabe. I like how you threw that in the bio right there. And Wesley, my man, I think it would be great to I know you guys were both recently in Egypt. There's tons that I'm interested in that. How all these things show up in Egypt is baffling to me. But just going right to it, I had here.
I'm gonna stop this real quick. I'm not gonna stop it too much, but I just wanted to say, so you have BillyCarson, which is the guy on the left. The guy that's with him in the middle, his name is Mark. So I believe that Mark and Billy are friends. They kind of grew up with each other. But Mark is a new believer. So he asks us a lot of questions. Just in case you're wondering, he asks a little bit too much questions, if you ask me. But he asks a lot of questions, and so that's what you're gonna see. And then you have Wes Huff that's on the right.
Billy, you talk about how Jesus was never crucified, which is interesting because my wife, who's a Muslim, they believe that as well. Their beliefs, from what I understand from her, are they don't think that Jesus, as they believe is a prophet, God would have him killed. But I don't think they have any historical evidence, as far as I know, as to what or how or why they believe that. I'm curious for you guys both, and if you want to, I guess, go first, Billy, as to how you came about, like the findings where it seems that Jesus was not crucified, or that's not accurate.
Sure. And in my videos, and if you listen to the podcast, the statement is according to the Sinai Bible. Okay, according to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible. And that Bible predates the King James Version of the Bible, and the text there actually is about 12 to 14,000 differences between the Sinai Bible and the King James Version of the Bible, which came much later. And then also one of the things that were interesting is that they discovered the book of Jesus' wife, which is at the Harvard Seminary, which according to some scholars, that's a little controversial, but they claim that this is an accurate record that Jesus may have even been married, which then, adds more, if that's true, it adds more to the hypothesis that maybe he wasn't crucified. I just personally believe that Jesus was an amazing human being. I don't think that he was the Son of God in the sense that he's God.
I said Jesus' wife,
but
that's
that
what
we're all
said.
gods, as he said, ye are gods, and that we're to do greater things in him.
Bro, tripping.
And I just personally believe that the return of the Christ is the return of the Christ consciousness.
That's
and we can
what,
all achieve a certain level of knowledge,
what Oprah
wisdom,
believed too.
passion, understanding,
Oprah
empathy,
kids.
love that he came to this planet with, and we get that in our mind and our conscience, and we can act on those
Wes.
incredible emotions and that understanding, that the whole world is going to transform instantaneously.
Y'all can't be louder.
And I
than
think
us.
at the second coming is the coming of the Christ consciousness to the planet, not a human being flying back to Earth to save people. That's just my personal understanding of.
It sound rude, but it kind of is described that way. But it's like his nonchalantness is why it comes off like that. Because I really feel like he's been hurt by Christianity or Christians before in his life. There's no way you could be going this hard. Like even the atheist people don't even be going this hard.
Of how I perceived it over many, many years of going through this information and going through all this text.
And Wes, I'm gonna let you respond to that. And again, I mean, this is everyone listening to the show. I'm always like, challenge everything. Learn to critically think and continue to come to your conclusions. Even with Jesus, I'm not personally even waiting on that he has to come back to say, I already know I'm, like I said, that strength of God and consciousness is already, I can tap into that right now. So you don't have to wait for him to come back. For those that believe he does, to actually have that like next level of what that's supposed to mean. But Wes, go ahead on for what Billy was talking about. I think with a book in the Harvard Museum, and I heard something about.
I'm gonna keep this plan, but I do want to.
That's
What happened?
Hold on. I just want to keep this up in case he switched the time or something.
I'm not tripping, right? He switched the time back, right?
Nah, yeah, he definitely put it to 9. It was scheduled for 4. All right, so where was we at on the other one? Probably this right here. Oh, he had some
commercials.
Yeah. So yeah,
him
once
to come
again,
back.
thank you to everybody who tuned into the stream. Right now, we originally was waiting on this dude named BillyCarson to defend his L he took. He's stating that it was a fake, like it was a setup interview or something like that. But he pushed it back an hour, so now we just watching the interview where he got slaughtered in. So just so y'all can just catch it up. Billy is a person who doesn't believe in the Bible, got his own theology stuff going on, and he's kind of built a brand. Like he's kind of became a millionaire off of this information, but he's always just be on podcasts talking and stuff. He never really had nobody challenging it. And the first time he did any type of public debate, he got crushed with all the information that he decided to put forth. And this is what we're watching right now. It's BillyCarson debating this guy named Wes Huff, which is a super sharp, intelligent Christian theologian. So he was better off battling one of them like them street preacher Christian type dudes who ain't as sharp as this guy right here.
For those that believe he does, to actually have that like next level of what that's supposed to mean. Sure. But Wes, go ahead on for what Billy was talking about. I think with a book in the Harvard Museum, and I heard something about Jesus's wife, which that's yeah.
Yeah, well, first let me say I think it's really cool to not just be in the room proverbially with you, Billy, but be able to interact with you. Because I wish I could be there in person. Unfortunately, Toronto, Canada, is a long way away.
Billy
from
probably would
Florida.
have fought that
That's a
man in
little bit
person.
of a jaunt. But I really appreciate the fact that you seem to have investigated to a certain degree some of these facts. Do you mind if I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
When you say the Sinai Bible, what are you referring to specifically?
It's the biblical text that was written. It made it into you can actually look it up on Amazon. It's a Bible called, I have a version at home. It's called the Sinai Bible, right, from Mount Sinai. I'm assuming that's the mountain that they're referencing there. But they put together their own version of the biblical text prior to the King James Version being put out.
Sure. So when you refer to the Sinai Bible, would you be referring to Codex Sinaiticus, like the codex that comes? Okay. That's why I was trying to get some clarification, because so you can actually go and see Codex Sinaiticus is at the British Library. So you can go and see it. It's on display. And the British Library has actually digitized the entire manuscript. So I work with manuscripts in my linguistic work. I'm an expert on early Christian scribal culture,
peanut butter with
and particularly in Greek and Coptic manuscripts.
It'll be good.
I actually
can't really taste that peanut butter like that.
I have a facsimile. So I have a photocopy that was done by the British Library of Codex Sinaiticus that I work with in my office.
I don't want nothing with
so
Peter
I have
Pan.
it here. And the only reason I asked for clarification is because I want to make sure that what I'm addressing is actually what you mean.
Gotcha.
And not addressing something else. Because the Codex Sinaiticus in particular is just it's a 4th century Greek manuscript.
Mm-hmm.
It comes from approximately between 325 and 350 AD.
Wait a whole hour.
And its text of the Gospels reads almost identical to the modern Greek text that we develop translations from. So my curiosity is just simply in kind of exploring when you say that it denies the crucifixion or that the crucifixion isn't there. I mean, I can go on right now, Codex Sinaiticus, and I can look up the end of, say, Matthew 27, where it has Jesus being crucified. Yeah. And that's in Codex Sinaiticus, or, the John 19, or any of the other ones. So I think my confusion is that it doesn't read any differently. So actually, are you able to pull up a website with the viewers or listeners or whatever?
I'm looking for it right now to make sure I have the version that I'm looking at.
While he's pulling that up too, like I keep saying to all the people that aren't.
Now that I've seen the rest of the video, he irked me every time I hear him talk now.
I don't even know how to pronounce it the right way, like me.
Linguists?
What cyanide? I keep thinking of cyanide, like the poison cyanide Bible. So right. Is that like a version? So from my own knowledge that I know, when I really studied all this, what I thought was interesting about the Bible was how many like different eyewitness. I studied C.S. Lewis back in the day, how many different eyewitnesses and stuff there were. And they went on purpose to mention so many other names that they were able to like cross-reference throughout history and throughout those times, from my understanding. And those were different things that I always thought were kind of interesting that I felt was a good concept of proof. And then I want Billy to answer, and also I'm just curious, like the Sinai Bible, where was that piece
I found
discovered?
the text where I was referencing. Actually, I was misquoted. I misquoted there. It's the Gospel of Barnabas.
Okay, yeah. Well, so that's good. So let's deal with that too, because I've actually worked with, there are 2 manuscripts of the Gospel of Barnabas. The Gospel of Barnabas is a really interesting document because it is a known forgery. And so that's why I think it's important to get to these sources. So at the very start of the Gospel of Barnabas, which we only have 2 copies of, one is in Italian and one is in Spanish.
This is embarrassing.
We see right off the bat that the Gospel of Barnabas, not to be confused with either the Epistle of Barnabas or the Acts of Barnabas, which are 2 apocryphal documents from the 2nd century, but the Gospel of Barnabas in particular, we know it's a forgery.
I just don't see how this was a setup.
It does things like
I
don't
let's
see
just
how it
put
was a
I want to
setup.
put him in real quick.
Put who in?
Him. Because we don't gotta keep watching this. I mean, we kind of just free streaming at this point.
Yeah.
I want you to see the stuff that he goes on other platforms and say, like, he been on Joe Rogan. He been on a couple different big platforms talking crazy about the Bible. This is what his wife said. Right here, you want to see this?
Oh yeah, let's listen.
I got people attacking my 12-year-old right now. You guys want to call yourselves people of God, and you're attacking a 12-year-old? Who does that? Shame on you people. I got people threatening to come find us, to come to our house. Y'all want to call yourselves people of God? You people are mad because we want to tell people to elevate their consciousness, and that...
No, lady. People's mad because y'all disrespecting Christianity.
And not only did you disrespect Christianity, I can't even speak. Christianity, your husband also went to this man's house at 2 o'clock in the morning with his kids and his wife sleeping in their bed, threatening him to take the video down.
Yeah, so, but it's not an excuse for people to be coming to your 12-year-old. Like, I feel you, your heat, your anger, and all that. But at the end of the day, y'all folks is out here getting rich off of, like, saying craziness. Like, and I feel bad for you because
she thought he was 70.
You thinking he leading you to the light whole time. He walking you straight to hell, baby.
we have the power to create our own reality, and people want to get mad at us for that.
When I seen this, I just seen like she just looked like a demon manifesting. Like, to be honest, like when I was watching this the first time, I'm like, dang, like she doesn't look, but she is mad though at the same time. Like right now, she's angry.
We're gonna stop waking people up, and that's the goal, and it ain't never gonna stop. Nobody will stop me, and nobody will stop my husband either until that collective shifts into our favor. To get away from wars and fighting and all of this hate, until that shit shifts into love, I'm not stopping, and either is he. You have not heard our side of the story.
It doesn't
you have
sound
not
loving.
Heard what really went down. And
somebody said she does look wicked.
Brings the receipts. I love our leaders that support everything that we do, that support forbidden knowledge, that support my husband, that have been riding for my husband since the beginning, that have been riding for me since the beginning. I love y'all.
It's funny.
We appreciate you guys, because you guys are the reason that we keep going, even after all these attacks.
First of all, people probably be in comments attacking him, but your husband did this to himself. He wanted to go battle a Christian theologian, and he got crushed. Like, what are you so mad about?
He just didn't do his due diligence. He didn't look anything up.
It's like, why are you really so mad? Like, what you so mad about?
I find it very interesting that she was like the people that support them. When that one guy that used to do that actually helped build his platform was saying how these investors were investing into this new spirituality, like pushing them on social media and these social streams. I found that very interesting.
Yeah, of course, because they don't want the Bible to be real. BillyCarson, I'm never supposed to be glad that somebody is like being exposed, but I'm actually happy and glad because the stuff he says is like, if you're not knowledgeable yourself, the stuff he say will come off true. And that's how he was low key getting me. Like, it wasn't until he said that one thing that I was like, oh nah.
Go down. I'm gonna see one of his, like, he got shorts or something.
We could just
What
go.
happened
I'll
to
just click
them?
his name and then go to shorts right here.
Yeah.
Brubby.
They don't love you.
Wait.
You want to see his own shorts?
Yeah.
Like, go
what-
to his page and go to his
'cause
shorts.
I want to know how he acts. Like, what does he be
Ancient
saying?
Mesopotamia.
If you're not smart, he will literally.
Feeling is everything. The body is where the subconscious is. It's not in your mind or your brain. When your body is trying to talk to you and you know how to listen, any event that happens, you can actually feel it on what they call the event horizon. Just like a martial artist, they can feel an event just before it happens. Imagine Bruce Lee waiting till somebody swings on him. He'd be done. If you slow it down, you'll see he's blocking and swinging before they even move because he's in his body. Feeling is everything. The body.
I don't even know what they meant by saying that.
A lot of people want to know about manifesting, want to know about abundance and how to attract it, but they don't know how to get there. I'll tell you that it does take a little bit of work. It takes stepping into the wealth frequency. And what do I mean by that? It's not just physical. It is energetic. It's spiritual. Stress.
What I don't like about these people, now that I'm aware, it's like people, they're basically selling people dreams. It's like a lot of these people, they getting rich off of books and how to get rich schemes. To me, this is just another how to get rich scheme. It's like people want to know how to manifest money and this and this and that. All you need to do is go buy our books and we'll tell you. That's pretty much what's going on. Like, y'all not really bringing people peace and happiness. And even though the Bible not necessarily bringing you peace and happiness either. That's why I love that we actually read the Bible, because we can kind of discern like what it is and what it ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not about money. Like, life is, it's not about that.
It's definitely not about money.
And that's just basically what they be selling.
Yeah.
And trauma and drama of life gets into our bodies
See,
and
it was-
creates energetic blocks.
They make it just seem like if you obtain this wealth, then it's like life is just great, and that's kind of scary because that's not true.
But it's there. What makes
But
it,
wealth is just top tier. Like,
to me, y'all are intentionally playing on the people that's not knowledgeable. So it's like, y'all are really, really trying to come up off of these people for real.
Within our system. So in order to step into your wealth frequency, you have to clear these things. You have to clear space in your mind, body, and soul. And that is what we are going to teach you.
This is
Told
Ford
you,
Pro
everything's
Insure
about
from
a
the
class. Like,
A lot of people,
This
ladies, we walk around with the entire world on our shoulders. We take care of our families, we go to work, we take care of the kids, we cook, we clean, we do everything. That causes a lot of
oh,
stress on
playing in the
us.
background.
yeah, probably something on there and on accident.
So it's so important for us to understand that this stuff, it gets stuck in our bodies. The stress, the trauma, the drama, all of the things that happen to us throughout life get stuck in our bodies. And it is so important for us to release that, to let it go. Because energy, not effort, drives abundance. So we have to learn to clean our energy, to clear our energy and step into the wealth frequency, because
So I'm
once we
guessing you do that with Sage. You do. That's how you do.
step into the
She
wealth
did.
frequency.
I seen her talking about cutting some type of spinal. It was some type of spiritual silver cord or something.
And get
I had seen a video on it
out
before.
of the financial matrix, everything will start attracting towards us.
It's
so
sad
easily.
because it's
Let
literally
us show you-
like they put money on just this high wealth, like this high pedestal. Like, dang. Like, are you really here just to obtain all these amounts of money?
These to me, these things are worse than like pyramid schemes in my opinion, is because it's all number driven. It's all content driven. So it's like, if this is working, let's just keep pumping this. We know everybody's stressed, so let's attach the word stress with money and push it.
Right.
We know everybody got childhood trauma, so let's just attach this childhood trauma to spirituality and then push the money.
Yep.
So it's like, if you really care, like if what you saying really works, or whatever the case may be, why do I gotta buy this from you?
Exactly.
Like, if you really want to see me free, you know what I'm saying, why do I gotta buy it from you? Like, just give me the word, you know what I'm saying? Like, put me on, like.
How to connect and stay connected to the wealth frequency. Ladies, Black Friday is not about saving you money. It's about keeping you broke. And they're making us believe that we're actually saving money and getting deals on things, when really that's just the trick of the financial matrix.
Join the Wealth Frequency Mastering the Financial Matrix by Elizabeth and Billy Carson.
They overprice things and then discount that. So really, you're not saving anything. Invest in something that creates real, lasting wealth. We have something for you. It's called the Wealth Frequency.
It's sad.
But the number one drug is that is unnecessary, that is shown not to work.
I can't help but think they really lay in bed knowing what they're doing. Like, look, we're gonna keep pumping this because this is what's working. We done sold 50 packages. Let's just keep on doing it. Like, I don't really know what to say about this.
To be bullshit. And I know multiple people on this drug, anti-cholesterol drugs. Having higher cholesterol is not a bad thing. Your body needs cholesterol. This is old science. This is old medical, and it's bullshit. And they need to come out here and change this shit. But guess what? They're not doing it because high cholesterol and statin drugs. How much?
Global Industrial.
It's Riley.
We're opening a new.
This man is receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Stephen Greer.
I've been really researching these hieroglyphs, and there's a ton of blue lotus flowers all over Egypt, but you'll find sometimes within those blue lotus flowers little mushrooms. And I'm thinking that high level people would use those to gain expanded consciousness. So I mean it's written on the walls.
That is fast. 1 tablespoon of processed sugar shuts down.
I thought that by presenting patents, I thought that inventing new forms of flight, innovating multiple areas,
we heard about you too, Terrence Howard.
What about him?
He's been at them Diddy parties. Well, you know they all have.
Having the wave conjugations to predict every.
I don't want to keep watching him because this is whack. His content.
So what is the comments
Wiki
saying
whack.
that's on up here?
All right, let's see what they're saying in the comments on this video right here, y'all. His videos are pretty not good. Y'all might hear Riley B up there stomping around. He might have turned the comments off for real, because they were up there at first.
Did he turn the comments off?
He might have turned the comments off, my guy.
What?
Maybe I gotta like it to be a part of the comment.
No, because we was
join the conversation to interact.
Oh, you can't even open it?
Nah, not right now. We can't.
Wait, but no, they were popping up on the side.
Yeah, he probably. Let me refresh it real quick. Maybe I had it open too long.
Right.
Or maybe it's open in another.
Right.
What she got? Noodles right there.
She took a noodle packet.
Let's see.
Oh no. Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, it's probably because it was open already. All right, so let's see. These comments is going fast, but look, see, once you get to a certain point, people can just click this and donate money to you.
Where is this so-called God you preach? Can you manifest him in your mind? Oh, I guess some people are.
Let me try to zoom in on this real quick.
Billy farted.
I wonder what God Logic is gonna do or say about this. Stop! Can't get no coffee, shorty.
No coffee, Riley.
Stop, Riley. Here, take your noodles and go on about your business. Can't really see this either.
Wow, so we really have 29 minutes.
Yeah, I'm about to go see what Marcus was talking about for the day.
Switch over to Marcus Rogers.
Go see what brother Marcus was talking about today. This is literally what streamers do. They just
Really?
stay on live and just watch what the internet do all day. I wonder if this is this is probably the sermon from today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they're saying right now that Jay-Z has been accused of the R word, a 13-year-old girl in the 2000s, as Diddy allegedly watched. Yes, but it's people like it's. Oh God, Facebook, y'all. I'm really struggling with Facebook.
This shit right here.
Yeah. But people are like, I don't believe this. And it's just like,
Jay-Z.
y'all just don't. I've been waiting on Jay-Z. I'm not going to hold y'all. I cannot wait to the day that they actually
Jay-Z
hold Jay-Z and
accused of
Beyonce
raping
accountable
girl
because
in
these
civil
people worship
lawsuit.
them.
Now that breaking news just in on rapper Jay-Z, who has this morning been accused of rape alongside Sean Diddy Combs. In a refiled lawsuit, an unnamed accuser claims the assault happened when she was 13 years old at an MTV Video Music Awards after party in 2000. She says she was offered a drink that made her feel lightheaded before the alleged incident. Jay-Z, whose real name is Sean Carter, is yet to respond.
He ain't gonna respond to that. Hey, this is crazy out here these streets.
Oh my God.
Is that Perez? Perez probably.
Because there's a.
You know who that is?
Yes, and he probably was around some stuff and seen some stuff.
How you know him?
Perez Hilton, he's something. He had like some type of reality show or something back in the day. Yeah.
A lot to take in here, and it's
spicy.
As many of you know, Cassie's ex-boyfriend is currently locked up in Brooklyn awaiting trial on multiple charges,
Rikers?
including trafficking, racketeering, and more. His freak-offs have been greatly talked about, and what celebrities may have partaken as well.
Riley, go upstairs.
Thus far, no other star has been publicly named until now. In the wake of Diddy's arrest, this attorney in Texas, Tony Busby, held multiple press conferences and was looking for alleged victims of Kim Porter's baby daddy. He has begun to file many lawsuits against Diddy and said that he would be filing upwards of 120 individual lawsuits against Diddy.
Stuff just seems boring. Drop Sakari, Gorilla Hebrew, Israelite. Whoa.
This is all bad. Bad.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hello, what's going on, Sam?
I don't know. Who are you? Because this name Adonis, I was familiar. I've seen you before.
Yeah, I know Sam don't play.
Oh, that's the one that be going.
Riley,
in.
go upstairs with that.
Somebody said gotta do the UFO talk also.
Said that's the guy that gotta do it.
No, somebody said you gotta do the UFO talk also.
Oh yeah, no,
aliens.
I be seeing all that. I be seeing he talk about a lot. If you want to keep going through his stuff, we can. Matter of fact, let's just keep on. We're gonna get into this Jay-Z rape stuff later. That sounds crazy, just even saying it.
It's nothing new. We've been new this.
I ain't about to watch the whole thing. Let me watch them short.
I do not like his that head spinning like that. That don't look right.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Yeah, that don't look right.
This exact process that's been described now by astrophysicists and astronomers is in ancient text that we can read and we can see, oh my.
See, I believe some of the stuff he say is true. Like, just certain stuff, like maybe he might have found some like ancient technology or different stuff like that, but we all know Satan is the best at taking truth and mixing it with lies and then coming up with something else. So that's what I think, that's how he really get people, because if you let a person that know a lot of big words that you don't know and he sounds smart and he sound right, you easily convince.
My God, this is exactly what this text is saying. It's talking about the creation of our solar system. It even talks about the creation of Earth in that text. So it says that when Marduk, a.k.a. Nibiru, a moon of Nibiru, crashed into Tiamat, it broke into pieces and became the hammered bracelet. That's the asteroid belt. One giant chunk swung away, recoalesced with everything, water, land, and organic material needed for life, and became the Earth, tugging with it the moon. So It's pretty crazy that the creation of this planet itself, and it says that it pushed, the net force pushed Mercury closer to the sun and pushed Venus closer to the sun. This exact process, and I think I know why. My hypothesis on those shafts is, well, you look at the way the pyramid is designed, the Queen's chamber is technology. It seems to be like an electrolysis generating machine to extract hydrogen from water. And Chris Dunn had the same, pretty close to the same hypothesis I had with that. Now, why hydrogen? And I think I know why. My hypothesis on those,
so is he trying to say that we got here because of rocks? Just
he got his whole creation story. He got a whole different like creation story about I mean, let's just see what he got to say about Jesus. But he I don't know, I just feel like everything he do is to try to disprove the Bible for some reason.
Just hard to believe that we got here from rocks.
Jesus disappears from the Bible at the age of 12, right? He disappears, and where does he go? There's another text called the Gospel of the Holy 12. And in the Gospel of the Holy 12, which was omitted from the Bible, he goes to Egypt with his mother. Now, I've been there, and when I take my tour, when I take people on tour, I take them to the place where he slept. It's still there. It's a crypt now. It's like a place to go there. You know where it's at, right? It's Coptic Cairo. Correct. Right inside that church. They converted it into a church. He went there to study the Egyptian mysteries. He went there also to learn all about the ancient mystery schools. And then he left there and he went to Tibet. He went to go learn spirituality. And then he went down into India, learned about reincarnation and all of that. And then he came back down and he reappears in the biblical text when God says in the Bible, I called my son out of Egypt. Reiki healing in Tibet and, energy healing with his hands. The mystic arts, I have to correct myself, the mystic arts he learned in India. And then coming back down, teaching reincarnation all the way back. The records have been kept. It's complete records. And even the Dalai Lama confirmed that he was in Tibet. Jesus disappears from the Bible at the age of 12. If you look at a lot of these records or accounts of quote-unquote mythology.
Huh? It like vibrates. What is that?
What?
Is that your hand?
Yeah, probably this.
Oh, that's your hand.
That?
Yeah.
In the Greek myths, they talk about these virgin births as well. Yeshua wasn't the only person to come from a virgin birth. There were many, many of these people that were born from virgin births. They all have very, very similar stories. They're all demigods. They're half human, half, not really a god that creates a universe, but they're half advanced being. In this case, Yeshua is half Anunnaki and half human, more direct to the bloodline that way. If you look at a lot of these records or accounts of quote-unquote mythology, in the Greek myths, they talk.
Man, this
true story of Jesus has really
fooling so many people right now.
Never truthfully fully been read. The Sinai Bible is probably closest to the truth because the Sinai Bible was written before the King James Bible and some of the other canonized books, and there's about.
This is the same book that he said.
No, that's why we need
when
him.
He said I misquoted.
14,000 differences between the two, and one of the biggest discrepancies is Jesus was never crucified. Matter of fact, Harvard has a copy of the book of Jesus' wife, and it's
my question is, how do you go on so many platforms?
Can you pull up another YouTube when that guy was correcting him about that? Because I just want people to know, because I know we're like going back and forth, in these videos, but I just want to go to everything he just said that, and then I want to go back to when Wes, checked him on that, because it's so easy to be led astray, especially when, it sounds like you said, they're using all these big words. They're really not saying too much. And then they're putting all this good music behind it. And, so I just want y'all to see.
According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus.
See what?
Run it back a little bit.
Nah, I just went to this West. He clipped this particular part.
Okay. So go to his video when he was talking about the Sinai Bible.
This shit right here.
The other one. The little short thing.
Oh, the short clip.
Yeah. And play that from the beginning.
Where was it at?
So easy to be led astray, bro.
Where was it?
Oh, come on, Richard.
Wait, let me close the stuff that I ain't using. I ain't using this one.
Somebody said, dog, Yola said, dog, I just watched this clown. And he got cooked, Yola.
Dang, what was we watching?
It was him in the Sinai Bible.
Wait, let me just go to history real quick.
Cause that's just crazy. There you go, right there.
What?
Right here.
This?
No. That's the other one. Wait, no, that's not what he was saying. You probably just gotta look it up.
I don't even know what I was looking up. Let me just put in.
Just Carson and him Sinai Bible.
Oh, I put in BillyCarson Jesus. That's what I put in.
That's just wild.
All right, so we're gonna pull up what he was saying about Jesus, and then
No, the Sinai Bible. Well, that's when he was saying that.
he was talking about Jesus when that one came on. Jesus wasn't crucified. It's close enough right here.
Meaning of certain
I give
things.
you one big translation that's off. Is they say, well, Jesus was crucified.
Whoa.
Well, that doesn't exist in the Sinai Bible.
What happened?
It doesn't exist in the book of Barnabas. He didn't.
It's a fire name, Barnabas.
I know. Didn't. But they left that out of the Bible on purpose, by accident.
So how did?
So obviously he addressed the other name of the book that he got it from.
Yeah, let that play.
How did they kill him?
They didn't kill him. In Harvard Library, there is a book of Jesus' wife at the Harvard Seminary School. And they found that about 8 years ago.
Jesus' wife is the Mary Magdalene?
Yeah.
So she was not actually...
They're assuming it's Mary Magdalene. It doesn't specifically say, but we're assuming that it is, which means he probably had kids, and his Merovingian bloodline is still probably walking the land till this very day.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's in, what was that great book, the Dan Brown book, the Da Vinci Code?
Da Vinci Code, yeah.
Yes.
So...
Yeah.
And then here in this video that he says that he was not talking about the Sinai Bible. He was talking about the book of Barnabas, but okay.
According to the Sinai Bible, Jesus wasn't crucified in that Bible.
Do you mind if I ask a clarifying question?
Sure.
When you say the Sinai Bible, what are you referring to specifically? Refer to the Sinai Bible. Would you be referring to Codex Sinaiticus? Like the codex that comes... Okay, that's why I was trying to get some clarification.
Look at his face.
Because I actually have a facsimile. So I have a photocopy of Codex Sinaiticus that I work with in my office. So I have it here. And the only reason I asked for clarification is because Sinaiticus in particular is just a 4th century Greek manuscript. Its text of the Gospels reads almost identical to the modern Greek text that we develop translations from. When you say that it denies the crucifixion or that the crucifixion isn't there, I mean, I can go on right now, Codex Sinaiticus, and I can look up Matthew 27, where it has Jesus being crucified. And that's in Codex Sinaiticus, or John 19, or any of the other ones. So my confusion is that it doesn't read any differently.
Where was that piece
I found
discovered?
the text where I was referencing, actually. I was misquoted. I misquoted there. It's the Gospel of Barnabas. There we go.
That's it. That's what he said. He said, BillyCarson type of name. That is that look. All black and ashy and wrong. Somebody said, are y'all watching the full debate?
That is Moto Cow. I kind of like that name, Moto Cow.
Somebody said Wes owned Billy.
Yeah, Wes.
I mean, I guess I would be mad too, if I was him. Probably want to sue too. I don't know if I'd be knocking.
I wouldn't sue. I would just take my L. Like Wes said, like
it's hard to take an L like that.
Go sharpen your stuff some more though.
That noise.
What?
On this chair. I'm sorry, y'all.
What is it?
It's
that.
It's that.
But
no, I don't know, because I feel like he got cooked so bad.
Yeah.
You gotta start all over. Like, he needs a new name. What's his new name? He needs a new name.
Billy Fraudson. Let me see if I can find. All right, I guess we can just. We got about 16 minutes before this supposedly starts. If he pushed this video back one more time, we're gonna have a
that's
problem.
our church.
Oh yeah, so you watched it too.
Man, we all watching it.
Yeah, man.
Everybody getting
exposed.
So
we got 15 minutes before you see this. I feel bad for bro.
He better not push it back an hour.
I'll give you one big translation that's off. Is they say, well,
I wonder how when he go on these platforms and the people who know what we believe to be the truth hear him speak, like how do they just sit there and just hold it? Because that one guy he was just talking to, I believe he's a believer. So it's like I'm sitting here listening to somebody say this crazy stuff about Jesus, like
I don't know, man.
Yo, this dude is crazy, yo.
Somebody said he's getting a lot of views. I think he doing this on purpose, bro. I don't know.
I gotta say something before I get out of here. Is the Bible is full of contradictions. The biggest problem that we have is we're dealing with a civilization on this planet that is psychologically impaired. Human beings are psychologically impaired. This entire planet. We're living on an insane asylum. Earth is an absolute insane asylum. Mental illness has spread throughout the planet Earth like a complete virus. You take a look at the biblical text and you start going through this information, and it's the way that it's laid out, it becomes a proponent of more divide and conquer tactics.
I can't.
It becomes a proponent of racism. It becomes.
He said he stole the tabernacle, man.
It becomes a proponent
You
of
gotta
all these
find
things
it.
that are dark and ill, including murder and killing in the name of God. When I'm going to drop the mic on that.
Not drop the mic.
He dropped the
He
mic.
just dropped the ball the whole interview. Then you want to drop the mic.
When you read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, you discover that
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, he's only. Well, for one, he probably does hate like Christianity and stuff like that. But at the same time, everything he do, he's just using it to make money. He's not really trying to enlighten people. Like he's really not. He's really just because at the end of everything he do, they add some type of join our class. Well, go buy this book. It's like always selling something.
Well, I definitely want to look at that one guy, the guy that used to work for him. I want to watch his interview
That
because
whole thing.
Yeah, he was definitely saying that these people are investing into people like him.
So maybe if you feel like staying up tonight, after we finish this one, we'll stop this one and then we'll just go back live.
Who is from Billy or Wes?
I don't know where Billy from. You talking about the other guy? I think the other guy's from Canada. I think Wes is from Canada.
He's from Jordan. He's from.
That's where he's from, but Canada. He's in Canada. So yeah, he's from like Pakistan or something like that.
Bible, you discover he's born of a virgin birth.
Somebody said I used to follow him before I got saved. I believe a lot of people did,
Yeah, I was one too, man. Trust me.
I seen him a little bit.
He had me like I was.
You was on then?
We
knew each other?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, for real, like I tell people, even when I decided to get baptized, I still wasn't sure. So I was literally researching everything I could because I was like, man, if I'm gonna change my life and lean all the way in, I want to make sure I'm sure about what I'm sure about. So that's when I was researching everything, and then
Rick was on that.
He was one of the people I was like, it makes sense a little bit, but nah, I'm gonna still keep going with this. Like I found one thing that was almost convincing, and that's this stuff called ancient Kemetic science, but it just wasn't enough to make me. It wasn't enough to make me, because it was almost like they were saying Christianity is like an exact copy of that information. But I was like, nah, that ain't it. So
he was just talking too much for me.
And then God just kept showing up in my life. So I was like, you know what? I ain't even about to fight it no more. Like he just kept showing
Rick was
up.
on Billy. Lord.
Bro, he almost had me right now. I told you he got my boy, man.
So you would have been trying to teach me that?
I don't know if I would have been trying to teach you that.
You would have been like, we got to tap into this.
It just don't make no sense. Like some of it just don't make no sense though. But his information is good if you're on the line. Like if you're borderline or kind of not believing that the Jesus is God thing and all that, he will get you like this.
Dang, man.
Developed.
Somebody said, who is that? Eckhart?
Yeah, Billy, Eckhart, Tully, all that foolishness.
To incarnate.
Oh, I think that's different people that be talking about this same kind of stuff. Yeah,
at will, on and in any plane that he desires. I've just done the work. I've read so much information.
Let me see.
You discover he's born of a virgin
He was
birth.
tapped
when you
in.
read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, you discover that he talks about he developed the ability to
subscribe to Wes.
at will, on and in any plane that he desires. I've just done the work. I've read so much information, and I've been able to put together so many dots.
You didn't come up with this. You read this from somewhere. What did you read?
We got to go back and watch that whole
The Gospel of the Holy 12.
The Emerald Tablets of Thoth don't exist. In 1925, a man named Maurice Doreal claimed to have gone to the Great Pyramids in Giza and discovered an artifact that he called the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. And then he produced a translation of the said document. But Doreal never actually produced any evidence of any tablets, merely told people he did. Sure, you can go on Amazon and buy a supposed translation of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. But you're just reading what Doreal made up. No archaeologist or Egyptologist today thinks there is any artifact called the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. The Gospel of the Holy 12 is also
he was chosen to do this.
You discover
And
they discovered that.
Billy didn't do his research, and I think that that's why he was upset. I don't feel like anybody, committed any type of fraud or try to pull a wool over his eyes. I just think that his cockiness and his arrogance just was like, I'm not about to do my research on this guy because he's a Christian. They don't know what they're talking about. Whole time this
you innocent until proven guilty. So we gotta let him see. Let's let him see if he can wiggle his way out of this one, because I just don't think he can. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see what he got to say. He claimed he got receipts and stuff like that. So we're just gonna see what he got to say.
But if you look at the interview, he sat there. He just sat there. Like, he knew what he just wasn't ready. He didn't do his research. He didn't know who Wes was. I didn't know who Wes was, and I just felt like he was untouchable.
So like I told you, like I think Wes was waiting for this opportunity, because when I started following Wes, one of the first videos was him responding to something that Billy said. So even though Wes looked calm, Wes was ready. Like Wes, he been training his whole life for this moment.
Wes was born. He was chosen to do this.
I really think if it was in person, if they did this in person, I think Billy would have probably got out of character. Yo.
What if God brought Wes down here just to do this?
What if Jesus saves BillyCarson? It's possible.
It's possible.
And as hard as he go for misinformation, he might just be a good fit for the kingdom. Like if Jesus saves him,
a lot of people are gonna be upset.
Like I'm honest, like for real, I really think that the way he just got slaughtered in that debate had him thinking deep on that pillow. He's suing Mark, Anton, and Wes to prove that he knows he lost. Yeah, I hope we don't get no type of papers in the mail.
Yeah. Billy's gonna be knocking at the door.
Billy back on his door. Billy gonna meet a real Christian today.
They discovered that in some way millions of years ago something moved through.
All right, y'all. So we got 8 minutes, though. Y'all just keep on rocking with us, man. Look,
somebody said I believe Billy can get saved. I believe he can get saved too.
Something happened. It's something happened. Like something had to happen within his Christian walk.
If Billy gets saved, then a lot of these other, influencers that are doing the same thing,
they're not gonna cross over.
They're gonna be looking confused. They're gonna be stuck.
Billy probably won't give his life over because he has a lot riding on. You gotta think he got investors, he got books, he got all these millions of people he done led astray. He done took people to Egypt, to Jesus' bed. So he probably won't, but it would be nice if he did, though. Like maybe if we care enough, we might pray about it. But on the flip side, I'm actually happy to see him getting embarrassed the way he is, because he just been talking this crazy talk for years, yo.
Wait, so in his childhood, he talked about what? Was he a Christian?
Yeah, he said he used to do like evangelizing and all this.
What happened to him?
I feel like something happened. Like maybe somebody from the choir took his girlfriend or something, and he like took it personal.
Was he a Christian, or was he like a Jehovah's Witness or something?
I don't know, but he was, unless he lying, because everything he just seemed like he lied about everything.
He was 70 years old,
right? He seemed like, for real. He seemed every time I see BillyCarson talk, he looked like he sniffed some cocaine before he went in the interview. He be all sweating with his eyes big. But
oh my God.
All right, y'all. We got 6 minutes left. Let's see if he pushed the time back again, because.
But no, he waited till like the last few minutes to do that.
All right, y'all. So look, we got 5 minutes. I don't know what happened. The internet started tweaking. Maybe Billy sent some of his aliens over here to stop us from watching this.
It came up on my phone too.
Huh?
It got disconnected on my
Probably
phone.
just like some type of glitch or something. But yeah, y'all, we back. So
nah, that wasn't no type of glitch.
We have
all right.
What a countdown. What a countdown, yeah. It's time, man.
Oh man, here we go.
It's time, man. Let's see, man. We back, man. Shout out to everybody who was watching. What's good, baby Aaron Donald, man? Got Nala watching this with us. So we just sitting up here, man. Oh, I'm glad my boy is up in here.
Oh, I gotta get to it.
So I don't know what happened. Y'all could go to let me go to our YouTube real quick and just see if that other one is still up there. I probably got to go change the thumbnail for it. We're gonna be doing a lot of. Oh, he live.
Oh, he live. Dun, 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 dun.
What is these women doing up here? Let's see what he gotta say.
Logic.
Oh, that's a God Logic up there. Okay, but Billy must be live himself.
He is.
Oh, that's that, man.
What are the people saying in the comments? Oh, everybody live. This is not fun. Oh my gosh, everybody is live.
We live too. Look, we got one person live. Maybe we just gotta wait. Let's see if other people are already in it.
To go up against me. Not even you black conscious people. You don't want that. You don't really want it. This book,
he want that smoke.
I had to tell him.
Everybody want that smoke. $100 for a book.
All right, let me see what God Logic is looking at right now.
I think everybody just waiting.
I want everybody to go follow this guy right here. He's really he's lit.
I like him.
He's lit, yeah. God Logic is cool. Is he not live anymore?
I think he probably had a glitch.
He probably took his down.
Probably got.
But I was just watching it live, remember?
Yeah, but something probably happened to his thing too.
It's probably just
glitching.
Okay, here you go right here. God Logic. God Logic cooking and reacting to BillyCarson's live. Skip.
Oh, they live?
Like, and then so for the rest of the
So they just responding, waiting for him to go live. But
to the debate, she talks about like a Christian woman in the chat, you know.
Of these people.
Is that their daughter?
I'm gonna be honest. I
don't
debate
know.
Muslims. If I'm fresh out of the hospital, and I come to a debate on TikTok or whatever, I'm gonna be honest. Me being, oh, here we go.
Oh, is it live?
Eastern Standard Time.
Let's go to it. I want to watch it for myself. I don't want to watch nobody else react to it.
Oh, for real.
And it is now
Oh.
all of it.
Uh-oh.
Not one document, all of it. Place of exploitation.
Y'all strap y'all boots and get ready. I just want to see. I want to see how he gonna defend himself with this one, because I just don't think he can for real.
Come on, bro.
Your mic ain't working, my boy.
He all messed up. Look at that. Mic ain't working. He probably did this on purpose. He probably gonna say.
He look like he ain't got no sleep. Bro, we can't hear you, my boy.
They saying that in the comments?
Do I got it up somewhere else? No, it's the only place it's up right now.
Come on now.
Come on, go get the Kana Sinaticus book. Come on, Billy. Oh, there you go.
Like I was just telling you guys, it's BillyCarson, aka Forbidden Knowledge.
Let's see.
There's going to be a lot of people in here tonight. Got a lot of people popping in here tonight. It's going to be a long night. Got a lot to cover tonight. Got a lot to cover. All right. And as you know, I always bring the receipts. So it's going to be a good talk. Okay. Take a sip of my Danger coffee. Shout out to Dave Asprey. Anyway, so what is this video about today? BillyCarson exposes fake debate video. All right, what is this? What is this all about? What is he talking about? What's happening out there? What's going on? Everybody wants to know what's happening, what's going on. Well, I'm going to tell you what's going on. Yes, I am. I'm going to tell you what's going on. So let's start from the very beginning. We're talking about 4 defendants. Actually, now there's a potential 5th defendant. Their names are defendant 1, 2, 3, 4, and potentially 5. These are not names of people because those people are actual defendants. And you'll see by the end of this video why I call them defendants. And so they're defendants, not people.
What did
I know I'm a Christian.
What did West do?
I know I'm a Christian, but he's a hoe. I ain't gonna lie.
Lord.
This boy is a
This gang
for real.
that use the name of Christ as their battle shield to go do evil things and do a lot of things behind the
Lord
scenes that are very dark, and to try to create this global network for little old BillyCarson. They have to attempt, and it's a bad attempt. They have to network with hundreds of thousands of people all over the world to supposedly end BillyCarson's career. Well, they don't realize not only are they not ending my career, they're making me more famous because they call my name out every 5 minutes. I'm on their tongue and their lips every minute of the day. When they go to sleep, they dream about me. When they wake up, the first thing they do before they kiss their wife or their boyfriend, they talk about me. They post me and call my name 24 hours a day, nonstop. They're absolutely infatuated with me.
What?
And because of that, and because of what they have done now, they have created this whole energy field.
Are we watching this right now?
Yes. Press play.
Like, seriously, bro?
That's what's behind me now, this flower of life energy. They've created this energy. There's only one force that exists in the entire known universe. One force, one consciousness. There's only one. And that one force can be used for darkness, and it can be used for light. Just like the Jedi. The Jedi will use the force for dark. The Jedi will use the force for light, and the Empire will use the force for darkness. It's up to the wielder of the power.
Yo.
This y'all guy.
But the true masters know how to turn that dark energy into light.
What was dark?
So all this energy that they're in their crock pot stirring up, we're going to attack BillyCarson. We must do everything we possibly can, including making fake accounts, making bots and robot accounts to comment and hate and try to thumbs down videos and attack, and threats against his 12-year-old child, threats against his family, which I'll go over in a little bit, as they try to track down his goons, or whatever you call these people, these zealots. Track down, want to find out where I live, want to show up where I'm going to be, want to beg their followers for money to try to investigate and research me. Why are they doing this? Why are these defendants doing this? Well, there's two reasons, actually, maybe even three. The first reason is clout. These defendants, are actually clout chasers. That's what they are. They're pure clout chasers. Nobody really cares to know who these people are, except for the people that are in their religion, and which is not even a religion. It's more than religion. It's more like a cult. I don't know. Because I know real Christians and I know cult people.
Wait, we're going to pause this real quick.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, all right.
You can keep playing. I'm about to burn the bed.
Yeah, this dude is... I'm going to just wait for you to come back, because... Nah, it ain't like... It's not like I'm a... We get to pause it where it's at in the live. You want to get my phone and give her thing? Man, I can't believe that he's doing this. Like, I can't believe he's approaching it from this angle right here. Like, after you've been talking all this smack about going up against Christians and all of this stuff like that, and nobody will debate me and all this, and all of a sudden you lose the debate, and now everybody's infatuated with Billy. Everybody this and that with Billy. Like, you were really a cornball. He's really a cornball. Like, I'm really, really upset at this dude right now. Because even though I don't believe in the stuff that you just be putting out, like, I don't believe in everything you say, I still honor the fact that you bold in the stuff you talk about, but you lose the debate and now you mad? Like, you mad? You think everybody just mad mad at you and clout chasing off of you. That's just crazy to me, man. So I'm waiting for my wife to get back. Waiting for her to get back so we can watch the video because I just don't want her to miss anything that's being said. But I was already disappointed at the debate because it was mad weak. Like his points of view and everything was just mad weak. He got slaughtered like completely. But now you just kind of doubled down on the arrogance, like, and it's just not a good look. It's just really not a good look. He completely tried to double down on the arrogance, man. It's just not a good look. Let me see. I'm gonna join from the other page.
Sorry, I had to be a mom.
So yeah, man. If y'all tuned in, right now we're watching BillyCarson, quote unquote, expose the fake video, the fake debate video.
This is a cult that they're involved in.
Dang, he called him a cult too.
Real Christians, good friends that are real Christians. And what they're in is not Christianity. It's something totally different.
Wait, what?
So let's break it down tonight. We got 5,400 in the live chat. We got to get some more people in here. Make sure you guys share this video. We need more people in here. Get this video shared to everybody you can possibly get it out to. Get it on out there. Let's see if BillyCarson's career is really going to come to an end. You see, you can't end the career of an independent man, a self-made man.
BillyCarson is a cornball, yo.
I didn't sign a book deal with a major company. I own my own publishing company.
Cornball status.
I didn't sign a clothing deal with a clothing company. I own my own clothing company. Nice threads too. My own watch. My own shoes. My own everything.
Come on, BillyCarson,
you can't
man.
Shut down somebody or end the career of somebody that that didn't sign a TV deal with a major network. I own my own TV network. It's not going anywhere. You can't shut down somebody or end the career of somebody that has over 140 social media accounts with over 10 million followers. And I really call you guys 10 million leaders. Because I don't have followers. I create leaders on my networks. So you see, you can't really shut them down. You can't really end a career. All you can do is blow me up. And that's exactly what's been happening. But look, we're about to hit 6,000. We'll have 10,000 on here pretty soon. I'm just delaying a little bit. We'll have 10,000 people on here pretty soon.
This boy is funny.
I want everybody on here. Get all your people. Keep sending more of your people over here. Send them on over because this is going to be a beautiful discussion tonight. I'm looking forward to it. All right. So let's talk about the mindset of people that
What's
would
good,
want to
Quavo?
attack a 12-year-old child.
Why is he jumping
My
to the
stepson.
child and not talking
Son
about
of my wife.
what happened?
Let's talk about this Christian ideology, this cult Christian ideology, to where they want to attack.
He is
children.
so corny.
But why he
They want
jump
to
all
find
the way
out
to the
about
child?
the children. They want to.
He
They
corny.
want to find that. They want to show up at the crib. They want to show up at the house. They want to pull up.
I do not respect this man at all.
Oh yeah, they never said this in any video.
What?
But the people that they're connected to, which we're going to break down who they are a little bit today. I'm going to save some for the legal system and I'll tell you the agencies that we're working with as well. But it's very interesting. You have to really begin to question the mindset of people and their real agenda, which is not spreading
BillyCarson is
and the
corny.
gospel. It's really about domination, control, power, and taking over. You see?
Bro, it was a debate.
That's what it's really all about. When we were live yesterday, I went live. My wife went live yesterday. Some of their zealotous cult followers, and you can go look at the comments. We didn't delete them all. They're there. I can't even repeat what was said about our son on this video because they will delete the video. But this is the following that these people have. They have real followers. We have leaders. They have followers. Because the people that are on our side,
I'm trying to figure out where's the receipts.
Never.
Where's the receipts?
To do some of the things and also never take the bribes and take these secret phone calls.
Can you
that
pull
have
up
been
the
going out
comments? Is it like
to
live
try to
streaming?
recruit
Like,
more people?
I need to see
Yeah, the
ask a
comments
lot of
probably going
incredible
mad
questions
fast though.
to dig deeper and to try to raise money and beg for money
Want me to reach? It's gonna skip some of it
and to try to find out
because
addresses
I
and
paused it, so he's
locations and
probably actually really
all this
further
kind
in
of
real
stuff.
time.
Threats of we're gonna be.
Let's just do it because he whack.
Yeah, we're just gonna let him talk because I'm looking for the receipts.
You create this environment
Right.
for
Somebody
potential
said
threat of
receipts.
life.
Where's
You
the
create this environment for
receipts?
zealots to feel that they're now
Receipts.
empowered to injure, potential injury.
Yo,
and
this
things
is
like that, or to disrupt business.
crazy. He's actually making it
That's
worse.
RICO, but they have something different in Canada for that, as we were told.
I'm gonna leave this open.
The attorneys and the
A
talks
RICO
we've had
charge?
so
That's
far.
what you're trying to say?
And also the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center, the CAFC. Cybercrime involves fraud, phishing, and other online fraud,
Cybercrime.
including scams. And one of the scams is contacting people and paying bribes, offering bribes, which has happened, to get them to give an alternative view or a different opinion about forbidden knowledge or BillyCarson, which has already happened. There's already one named defendant.
I'm gonna restart it one more time. I'm gonna just restart it so we can keep the
Okay.
comments going up on the side. Man, he is
Where we at
lame,
now? We
yo.
got 7,000.
I don't even take him serious.
Come on, bring the people on in there. Get this video
Why
out
do
there
the
now.
chat
I got a
keep
lot to talk about
disappearing?
tonight.
Oh,
This is the video y'all been waiting on. I saw one of their videos go. I said the video.
One
you've
more
been waiting to
time. One
see
more
now.
time. One more time. I'm trying to get the chat going. Maybe I'm gonna let this go first, and then I guess not. No
Waiting to
chat.
see their videos.
It's all right.
Nobody cares to see their videos. Only the people that are already in the cult
What?
or people that are just curious.
You really
People that
mad
wanna
because
see
you
videos
lost, bro?
the video they want to see is the ones that I'm putting out.
Really, bro?
And nobody puts out more volume of videos and content than I do.
Really,
Not
bro?
Nobody in the world. Not one single person.
Y'all,
You may try
where's
to
the
collectively
receipt?
create a whole bunch of content by passing the same video around 100 million times, talking about 2 things or 3 things. That's all you really have. You have nothing else to talk about.
Mm.
But in terms of real knowledge, you don't have any.
Mm.
Now, let's
There
start
you
with
go.
defendant number 1.
Right. There we go. Now we on.
Okay.
Receipts.
Defendant number 1. Let me pull this out.
This man calling them defendants, man, because you
People
going to
shocked
court
that I'm suing
because you
somebody.
lost, man.
I've sued a lot of people already. This is. I'm not a dummy. I'm not one of these kids from the hood that just goes out there and gets into fights and shoots people. I don't do that. I use the same legal system that's been afforded to everyone else of every color and every race that's available to me.
Yeah, he is.
Let's go ahead and get into some
Why
of this.
you
I'm
had
going
to
to pull
say
up
all of that?
defendant number 1 here. Let's see if I can find him here.
I'm lost for words though. Nooney. I ain't gonna lie.
Don't pause it.
I'm not. I'm
There he goes.
disappointed though.
This defendant
You a sore loser.
was considered to be a very close friend. And as you can see in the photos here, top left, he's at my wife's birthday party. As you can see, marked with the black line across his face. He's marked up, okay? On the bottom beneath that, you see all of us in white. His face has got the black bar across. That's,
I think this the dude who was
again, we
watching.
marked up his face. But again, this person was at my wedding. That's my wedding down there. But my very, very, what I thought would be my very close friends. We had a very private wedding in Bora Bora. And I think we only had 14 people there max. And he was actually one of those 14 people. On the right, lower right side, you can see that, we are hopping off of a private jet. He
Okay,
actually
like, get
got,
with it.
we got so close with the family, and they would come on trips with us, and we would go on trips with them.
He
we
whack.
have private
He
jets.
wasting
We
my
don't
time
have
right
them, we
now.
don't own them, but we
I
rent
ain't
them
even
out.
gonna lie.
We fly them different places. He flies the private jets. Matter of fact, one of the ones that we use now is one that he referred to me. Okay, the Jet Club. And so, but I'm sitting here, I'm flying around with this guy on private jets, and there's a reason why I'm establishing this line of discussion with this defendant. It's because this defendant was in my inner circle. Now, this defendant is my neighbor. I can literally go out my front door and walk for about 2 minutes and knock on his front door. We're inside the same exact gated community.
So that must have been a house
Okay,
you went
so
to.
this
That's
is
probably
a
why he
person
pulled
not
it
only
up like
that's been around us, that we hang out with, that we fly on private jets with and go around the world and everything else, but also this is a person that My kid goes over their house, spends the night.
Jesus.
Their son comes over here, spends the night. His son and my son are best friends. I've sent him and his son to countless NBA games because I have season tickets. But since I work so much and I'm traveling so much, I miss a lot of games. Sometimes I sell them, but sometimes
Somebody
I just
said,
give
"What
the
a waste
tickets
of
away to people
drugs."
that I think can use them. People I feel that can really appreciate the games. And so, as a matter of fact, you'll find out that I had just given him some tickets just recently, even while all this was going on.
Billy,
So he
where's
could
the
take his son to a
receipts?
nice NBA game.
Billy is corny.
Anyway, so this is the type of person you believe
Man,
is
I
really
don't feel
close
like I'm
to you
wasting my
would
time
never
right now.
betray you. This is something that I manifested. This is no blame on the defendant. This is a blame on me.
We could be watching Netflix right now.
Because at some point,
The way he be manifesting, he
got
should have
past
known
the
better.
radar. He really got past the radar. From the beginning, he was a secret hater from the jump. You just never know. Sometimes you get people that you think are really close to you and that they're your real friends. And
Maybe
the
he
whole
found out who
time,
you
they've
really
got some
are.
type of envy or jealousy or whatever it is brewing in the background, some type of deceit, or they're ready to backstab or whatever the case may be, right? But that's the situation. So,
Billy is crazy,
yeah.
yo.
All right.
I can't believe this is really what's going on right
So
now.
why would I show something like that? Well, I'm establishing a relationship, and it's very important as to some of the videos that have been put out there that have been circulating, where you see me pull up to his house, or I don't pull up, I ring the doorbell. And I'm going to play the audio from me ringing the doorbell because I recorded myself at his house with an audio. And thank goodness I did that, because the audio tags the date, the time, and you can hear me speak, my location, where I'm at, what I'm going to do, and the doorbell that I ring. You can hear the doorbell ring. Okay, it's very, very important that I establish this timeline. This is called evidence. This is called evidence.
You got an audio,
Okay.
but he has a video.
Well, he's
so-
really
people out
upset
there
that
in
he
this
lost the
gang,
debate
this
that bad,
gang
yo.
out there. I do call them a gang.
Somebody
This
said
organized
just the
crime
facts.
gang. They want to establish me
Receipts.
as some type of a crazy guy who pulled up on a YouTuber. When
He
that's
can't
not
even use
what
the
happened.
audio. I don't think he can use the
Okay.
audio in court.
Now I actually got very sick. I was extremely sick and went in the hospital prior to this whole thing happening. And when I say I was sick, I was deathly ill. I actually almost died.
Bro crashing out.
We did a whole podcast about this maybe a couple of months
What is
back
him
when it first
almost
happened.
dying gotta do
I'm
with
still not fully out of recovery. Okay. This is me in the hospital and my wife sleeping on a sofa next to me while in the middle of the night. You can see the heart monitor, the oxygen in my nose, and everything else. And I did a podcast about it because she literally saved my life and allowed me to make it back to America so that I can get hospital treatment in America, because where I was, they didn't have the proper treatment. And why am I showing you that? Also to establish a timeline. It's very important to understand what was going on. And
You
yes,
ain't
I
show
was
us
really
no
in the hospital,
dates or
and yes, I
nothing.
was really sick.
You just pulling up
Right, he
stuff.
pulling up
There goes
pictures.
my hospital bandage that I take, because everyone knows that my leaders out there, my leaders that are always on my accounts, know that I always keep receipts of every single thing. And that's my
Okay, when was
hospital
that?
bandage. And then I have my hospital bills.
Okay, that was in
This is my
September.
bill for the stay in the hospital, $37,000.
The debate happened
$460.
a while back though,
That's
so
one of them.
maybe
One of the
that's
three,
what he's trying to
right?
get at.
There's another one here for $1,601.
That was just recently.
And there's another bill. I made it not. Oh, here it goes. $2,585.
Did he pay him?
These are all from that one stay in the hospital. Okay, so these are the hospital bills. So I was extremely ill and sick. And to add to that
Bro,
point,
that does not mean you was that ill, bro.
So if he was ill and sick, why you carry your butt
I
up
went
there?
over to Mark's house, which was right around the corner from me. If you look at my arm in the lower corner of the photo, you see that I just got the IV bandage taken out of my arm from being in the hospital. Okay, I just got the IV bandage out. I was in the hospital with a severe case of pneumonia, and that pneumonia was so severe that it literally almost killed me.
So you should have stayed your butt home.
And my whole right side was completely full of bacteria, and then the left side was almost full. I had only 25% oxygen support. My body was going into septic shock, white blood cell count trending
Somebody
up, trending
said,
up
Billy,
towards,
prepare you. I
40.
better troll
I
somebody else.
lost 22 pounds and was extremely ill. I noticed yesterday when my wife was talking and some of the posts that she had made, people were commenting, that black guy, these are the Christian followers of this cult. That black guy looks like he's on drugs, and people commenting, yeah, he's on drugs. He's a dope addict, and all these crazy comments. This is
You
how
be
they
sniffing
uplift
that
you.
bag, boy.
They enlighten
That
people.
boy be sniffing
These
that
are the chosen
bird.
ones, right? Well, I look sick in the video because I actually was sick.
Oh,
Matter of fact,
there you go,
before the video
Marcus.
started, I had a bottle of water, and I told him, look, you may have to stop this a couple times because I can't really breathe that well yet.
Mark,
My
you need to
lungs
be
are
over
still
here watching
recovering,
this
and
with
I
us, my boy.
coughed from time to time because I was trying to cough up still a little bit of phlegm in there from the pneumonia. After I got done with the IVs, they moved me on to the actual tablet or pill. You take these huge horse pills and got to keep taking those antibiotics until your lungs are clear. But it's still a long healing process, a 12-week healing process. And I got like a week and a half or two to go for this healing process. Now, why is that important? Why is that important to this whole thing? Well, because I wasn't even supposed to leave the house. I was extremely sick. I had just had a near-death experience in the hospital a few days prior.
Shut up.
Got released. I had been so sick for the 2 weeks leading up to the hospitalization, trying to get back to America, trying to stay alive. And then I'm bedridden, and I just feel like, man, I just got to get up and do something. I just can't lay down like this. I just can't do it. Like, for a person as active as me, it felt horrible. I felt like I was, completely useless. So I get a call from Mark. It's like, hey man, we're gonna hop on the podcast. I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm like, that sounds like a good idea. Something I can do, and all I gotta do is go around the corner from my house. I don't have to even leave the neighborhood. I don't have to go on an airplane, which is what I usually have to do. I can just literally walk around the corner and go in this house. So that's what I did. My wife was extremely unhappy that I told her I was going to go over there. I said, I'll just be like 30 minutes or so. It won't be a big deal. He just wants to have a conversation. We're going to talk about some things. He got somebody else coming on. I really thought it was just going to be like a casual conversation about our perspectives on reality and our perspectives on religion versus spirituality. I really didn't know it was going to be any kind of a debate. Okay. It's more like more of an ambush situation. And I have all the text messages to prove this, which are going to be in the discovery for defendant number 1. Anyway, so I go over there.
What's up with your boy?
I'm a little gassed, but whatever. I'm just happy to be involved in anything at this point. I sit down, get mic'd up and everything else. I get myself some water. I give him that warning about my coughing so that he knows, like, if you just pause it every now and then, you might have to edit the coughs out. Okay, I think that's on recording actually from the beginning of the video. They probably edited that out already.
I say yada yada yada.
And then he brings on this guy on the screen, defendant number 2. So defendant number 2 comes on the screen. I have no idea who this guy is. I literally have no clue who this guy is. I don't know his name. I don't know who he is. I don't recognize him from anywhere. Like some Joe Schmo off the street. I have no clue who this guy is. But whatever. He seemed like a nice gentleman. I thought we were going to have a really nice conversation. Now, this whole time, I'm thinking this is just going to be a conversational-based thing. Not a big deal. I don't got to stress my brain. I don't got to think too hard. We're just talking. And then Mark gets this guy on the live feed, and he says, "Hey, we're gonna have a little debate." I'm like, "A debate?" He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, your perspective of religion and stuff and so on, whatever." And I'm like, "Huh?" I'm like, "Okay, whatever." And so now in a debate, the way that this works, I've been in debates before, real debates, okay, like from school, the debate club. I understand what a real debate actually is because I've actually been in actual real debates. There's a moderator, a person that moderates. The moderator, him or herself, does not interfere with the conversation. They don't interfere, you see? They don't commandeer the conversation.
Oh my God.
And the moderator is there to allow both parties to actually get a chance to talk and get their point across. But that's not what happened. What happened was, as we opened this up, the moderator asked the first question, not the defendant number 2. Okay.
What's
Now,
up with
that's
your boy,
interesting.
man?
So I go, okay, this is from the jump. I'm like, well, that's kind of strange. If this is a debate, then it's supposed to be a little bit more organized. I said, well, maybe he doesn't have the etiquette of knowing debates like I do because I've been in real debates and so whatever. I didn't think nothing of it at that exact moment. So the first thing he asked me is about the gospel, the gospel of Jesus' wife. Okay. I think that was the first thing. I can't. It might have been the second thing, but it might have been the first thing. Either that or the Sinai Bible question. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So I give my answer about the gospel of Jesus' wife, to what I knew about it. Not even a deep answer, just a very surface answer. I'm just like, whatever, man. I'm just surviving at this moment. And then the gentleman, defendant number 2, he comes back with all this rhetoric about it's a known fake and it's this and that and everything else and it's no good and it doesn't exist and blah, 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 blah. Or it's fake or whatever he's talking about. I'm like, okay, well, let me get my rebuttal in on this fakeness. But I never got a chance to get my rebuttal in because I had something very important to say about that, which I'm going to talk about tonight.
Bro, but you didn't even try to rebuttal. He didn't even try to rebuttal. He was just like, well, if you right, you right.
It's the book of Barnabas. That's what he said.
And I'm going to play a couple of short videos as well. Okay.
Play the debate. How about you play the debate? Shut that down.
The second question, or maybe it was the first, like I said, I can't remember. And again, I was so sick and ill, to be quite honest with you. Maybe I did bumble my words a couple of times with the Sinai Bible or the Barnabas text. It's quite possible. Look, some of y'all think I'm an alien, but I'm really human. Okay, I'm a person just like you guys are. And to that effect, and being in that weakened state, which he knew he caught me at one of my most weakest states. He saw how I only weighed 206 pounds at his house. So I was very, very frail and thin. I gained back.
The comments say he said he was an alien.
But at the time I was very thin, just weak. But I'm human. I might have bumbled the Barnabas text for the Sinai text or whatever. It doesn't really matter. What matters is I never got a chance to answer any questions or get my voice heard. That's what really matters. But I'm going to break down the Sinai Bible tonight, and I'm going to break down the gospel of Jesus' wife and some other things tonight as well. I'm going to break
but no matter if you break it down, they're known forgery, so it doesn't really matter.
On that video, but never got a chance to say anything. And then what they did was, they're pretty slick. So every time I had something really important to say or a deep question to ask, defendant number 2 video would just magically disconnect. Boop, he's off again. Oh man, he's off again. I don't know what happened. The first time it happened, I was like, that's strange because it didn't happen when he was talking and his video was very clear and crisp, like almost 4K. Then he comes, he gets back into the live feed, to the whatever app they were using. I'm not sure what kind of app it was. He's back on.
I can't believe this is a real thing right now.
I'm getting overridden with other texts, other words from defendant number 1. He's overriding what I'm trying to say, everything I've got to ask. He's talking over me. I'm the person that's there supposed to be in this debate. I can't even get a word in. And as soon as I say one thing, the other guy, defendant number 2, he's overriding and talking over me. I'm just sitting there patiently, just quiet, okay. You can see me. I'm just sitting there. Then all of a sudden, I have something powerful to say in response to say. Boop, disconnects. Video disconnects right when I start talking again. No more video. Video feed gone.
I'm about to change the size of us in this.
Crazy. Now I see what's going on. This is an actual setup because every time he would come back and start talking dogmatically and talking all this garbage, he would then pick up his cup and do this and give a smirk. So I saw then at that moment, I realized, oh, this is a contrived setup video.
What?
To make me look like I'm some type of dummy and I don't know what I'm talking about.
Now I got to go back
so
to the video.
So they can go bragging to all their Christian buddies and friends in their cult. And, he didn't know the answer to these 2 questions. Not really. Again, I try to hold off at having faith that maybe Mark wouldn't be involved in something like this.
I'm so
Third time happens again, disconnects the video feed. 4th time happens again, disconnects the video feed. 5th time happens again, disconnects the video feed. Only when I'm talking. And I realized after the 5th time, this is bullcrap.
What? You can stop and talk.
And I said, Mark,
it's going to pick up where we stop. It ain't like we're going to miss anything.
This is ridiculous. Every time I have something to say, he's disconnecting I can see him literally disconnecting his video manually. And only one time I got to ask a couple of questions. I could see him on his screen on Chat GPT trying to look for the answer real quick. And he gives some roundabout, ridiculous answer when it came to some of the tablets. And I realized then that this was bogus and unprofessional and something I would never want to be a part of. Absolute total trash.
What? Where is the
comments? I told
comments?
Mark at that moment, I'm leaving.
I'm a comment person.
I gotta go. I have an air conditioning guy coming to my house. I have my mother-in-law coming into town, and something happened too. We have 5 AC units And I don't even know which one of them is acting
The comments
up. All I
move
know is
fast
one of
up
the
here,
rooms in
though.
the house
know, I like
upstairs where
seeing
she's
them.
going to be is hot. So
I just
had to have
asked you, did
somebody
you
come
care about
over.
seeing the comments? You said no.
I don't remember that. I like the comments. I live for them.
Never signed a consent form. When you go
Probably
to a
gonna pop up in a
podcast, if
second.
you don't know the video etiquette, I'm going to tell you right now. Anytime I show up to any podcast I show up to, Joe Rogan, PBD, I mean, you name it, right? Next Level Soul, wherever I'm at, the first thing you do is you sit down and you sign a release form. That's just basic standard legal.
Man, I can't
you
believe
sign a
this
release
dude. He
form.
crashing out bad right now.
I didn't sign any kind of release form. I never gave any authorization or consent. Luckily,
You sat your
because
butt
that now
in that
makes the
chair
video
and you
illegal to use my
talked.
likeness, my face, my voice. Any form, any shape or form, even if it's just a 10-second clip.
There you go.
Even if it's 1 second of me,
This is wild.
I did not consent. Why? Because it's unprofessional, and I knew they were going to utilize it to show me in some type of a negative light for their own self-gain, for some type of clout chasing.
Dang,
But
he
it
is
gets
like a
even deeper
con
than
artist type of bad. He's like a
It gets
con.
even deeper than that. You
Well,
see?
I mean, he did steal somebody's identity.
So I walk out.
He's
My
really
wife,
like a
I get back to
con
the house, I'm
artist,
extremely
though.
pissed off and angry. I can barely breathe. I normally take the elevator upstairs when I was sick in my house. I have an elevator. I normally take the elevator up, but this I was so
Dang,
pissed
Billy
off.
went
I
out
took the staircase
sad.
up to the loft where my wife was sitting. And when I got to the top of the staircase, I was so exhausted I couldn't even breathe. I almost dropped down on one knee. She's like, "What's going on? What's happening?" She's like
They
panicking.
said every knee shall bow.
I told her what was happening to the best of my ability. She got pissed off. She got Mark on the phone right away. My wife is my manager. My wife is my manager.
Billy
She
crashing
called
out.
immediately, got him on the phone,
She
said,
doesn't love
Billy
it.
doesn't consent to this. He doesn't. We signed a contract with another company to do an actual show called Versus, and with a very prominent figure involved in it, and all the different people from different areas of religion. It's a very organized debate system, and it's going
But
to be a
this
TV
guy,
series. So
he-
I did.
Well,
sign that
set it
contract.
up.
I didn't know I was going over
guy
there
is
to do
just-
this kind of debate. I
just
thought
has
we
a
were having a
YouTube
casual
channel, like-
conversation on spirituality.
Anytime you
And
got
I
something to
wasn't
say,
really fully-
it's best that we
I don't-
stop it and say it, so we won't be talking over what he's saying too.
But did I miss what he's saying next?
Nah, because it's being that it's live. When we pause it, it just picked back up. It ain't like it's gonna skip to where he at.
Oh, okay.
Even though he's still live, it's we can rewind it or whatever we want to do. We just can't go. Of course, we can't go past where he at because it's live.
in my right mind.
He crashing
I
out
just
though.
almost died a few days before going to his house, literally. And so he took advantage of that, which is what happened. I can't say he took advantage of that. I allowed him to take advantage of that because for whatever reason, I was just weak.
Is
and
his
sometimes you trust people,
followers
especially when you've been around them
really
that long
like
and that much. Whatever the case may be, it happened. She was very upset. She
Somebody
called me.
said third eye open.
She put a do not consent in immediately, and that ended that call.
Billy crashing out, man.
Then he kept trying to send me messages. He was sending me so many messages, which I'm going to put some text messages on the screen tonight, but I can't put all the text messages on the screen because a lot of it is going into evidence. Because defendant number one is going to be sued for $1 million and possibly even more. But the messages were coming into me, were talking about the desperation that he's in to get this video out. Absolute desperation. And I'm like, what the hell is so desperate about this ridiculous video that was so corny and contrived and stupid? Like, what is the desperation
Somebody said, what the heck?
for this video? Like, what really?
$1 million.
Like, how can you send me 15, 20 messages that are each like a paragraph or too long? That gives me anxiety. I don't want to read messages that long. I told him, I said, stop sending me these crazy long messages, man. Finally, after like the 8th message, I start reading these messages.
If he would have won the
like,
debate, though, he wouldn't have been
I'm
feeling
under
like that
attack.
about it.
They're attacking me. They're threatening me. This is all in text.
Billy
They're trying to take
crashed
me down.
out.
They're going to expose me. They're threatening my businesses. All these things he's telling me. He's
Hey,
in
shout out to
panic
everybody
mode, like
that's tuning
super
in,
panic
watching
mode,
this
like-
with us.
Like the mafia's after him.
I don't know if y'all, we got to update him on what's going on. Okay, so this is Billy Carson. Billy Carson goes around spewing all type of Christian rhetoric. Jesus had a wife. Jesus had kids. Jesus ain't God. The Bible is copied from all these other ancient religions, and the story of creation ain't right. Like, he's famous for doing these things. So he ended up getting put in a debate with a real Christian theologian All the points Billy made, they got crushed with facts, and this is the result of it. A lot of people know him for doing what he's doing. So after the debate, he didn't want the video to come out. He done pressed the person that put the video out. He's suing everybody, basically because he got embarrassed. And this is his attempt to expose the fake debate video. So this is just for the people that's watching with us on IG and on YouTube. Just wanted to kind of to catch y'all up. But this is his attempt to, I don't know, debunk it, or he's saying a bunch of nonsense right now, to be honest with you.
Well, they really were, because these people operate like the mafia. They're very evil people. Don't let the Christian name, Protestant, and all these different names that they got out there for these people fool you. These people are dark, and they're evil, and they're very manipulative.
Somebody said, and then he had a panic attack.
So defendant number 2 in his horde of cult people, cult followers, in some way have been attacking him. They created robots and bots to attack his comments on his post, and attack his positive posts, attack his comments from his followers, attack people on his YouTube videos.
Ain't nobody to attack you, boy.
Chats.
You got embarrassed.
Just attack. The same thing
talking all that reckless talk.
Real people, and also using robots, which is really what is considered a cyber attack, which is actually illegal and against the law.
Somebody said the Antichrist is crying.
If your word is so powerful, why use all the robots? If your word is so powerful, why use all the contrived devices and all the illegal apparatus? Why do that if your word is so true and so powerful, and it's it's got the light of God and everything in it? Why do you have to stoop so low and start doing all these underhanded dark acts?
He's a clown.
You proved my theory about you people this whole time, this whole situation, and all these videos. And the more you guys put out, the more you're going to make me famous, and the more you're proving my point. So he's panicking. Okay, he's absolutely panicking. My wife didn't know that.
Somebody said
I was
Billy
going back
cooking.
to see him again after seeing all these crazy messages and his complete panic attack. I was so pissed off at him, but I said, let me just give him the benefit of the doubt one more time. I mean, for goodness sake, my son has slept in this guy's house, So I go over there at his behest, begging me to come over. I got all the messages. And I meet him at his house. His wife is home. His son is home. His son's eating a shake at the table, drinking a shake at the table, a smoothie or something. His wife is in the kitchen, heating some food up that she got from our chef. Our chef became their chef. Again, just showing the connection.
Who cares?
There.
Nobody really
I've had
cares,
a chef for
my
10
guy.
years, and they
Oh,
because
he lost a debate, yo. This is sad, yo.
They share our chef.
Bro, he's a poor
She
loser,
was warming
bro.
up some food for our chef. That chef had cooked for them. I go meet with him. I talk with him. He's telling me about the pressure he's under and the attacks he's under. I said, look, man, I really don't care about all of that. I said, Mark, nobody really even knows who you really are. So why are you worried about it? Why would you even be worried about this? Like, nobody knows who you are. Like, your business is your business. You have another company that has nothing to do with the internet where you make money. That's how you became a millionaire. You didn't become a millionaire off of YouTube. YouTube is brand new and nobody knows who the hell you are. So why do you even care about these people? But he was so desperate, as if his life was damn near in danger. His family was damn near in danger. He was desperate.
So he's saying that
I said, look,
they
man.
wanted to turn
he says,
it
I'm
off?
going to make is it okay? He says,
No, he's saying that he's trying to say, pretty much it sounds like he's saying that the Christian community was pressing him so hard to drop the video that he felt like his life was in danger, which sounds crazy to me. That sounds crazy to me.
Is it okay if
I'm sure everybody just probably wanted to see the video because you went up against West, like somebody that everybody know, and everybody know you
saying
too.
that the dude that was sitting next to him, Mark, was telling him that the Christian community is coming at
That's
him
what
so
he's
bad.
hinting at, because Mark, he said after the debate, Mark was hitting him up a lot, like asking him, can he release the video? So he's trying to make it seem like Mark was being pressured, like Mark was acting like his life was in danger. But that to me makes no sense. How could your life be in danger about posting the video? It's more like your life was in danger after you posted the video. Because I'm getting sued for $1 million.
if I make a response video? I said, you can make a response video, but don't use any of my footage in there. I don't consent to it. I said, if you put it in there, I'm going to send you a cease and desist. He goes, oh man, we friends, man. It's all love. We're not doing that. I said, okay. I shook his hand. and I walked out of the house. The next thing that I did was I knew I had a game coming up, a basketball game that I couldn't make it to. And once again, with my brand new seats, my upgraded seats, I contacted him and I said, hey, would you like to take your son to the NBA game? I can't make it to this particular game. And he says, sure thing. He says, I see, though the conversation is a little broken here because I couldn't fit the whole thing in the screenshot, was running, if you got the seats you had last year and had the courtside bands, you did upgrade your tickets. I said, yes. He said, those seats are nice. So he got the better. He realized I had gotten even better seats than I had the last time. He was very happy about that. That was the conversation. The day after, he agreed to not release anything of my footage. Gentleman's handshake.
He sound like Morgan Freeman.
I explained to him it didn't look good for him or me. It was very unprofessional, very clownish, very childish. And if somebody edits it, it's going to look really one-sided and stupid. Okay? So now that happens. Send him to the game. He's happy. And then the next thing I know, he starts sending more texts about he's getting attacked.
Lost another subscriber.
He's getting attacked from defendant number 2. Okay? He says that they're attacking him. He's under a lot of pressure. This guy is really like scared now. I'm like, wait, what kind of pressure can you be under for a damn clumsy video?
Where's the receipts?
Guys disconnecting 5-6 times in the video. He's half the time he's not even on the screen. You're talking too much. I can't get a word in. I look frustrated. I can't say what I want to say. I'm walking out. Like, what is so frustrating about this video? It's so raggedy. I don't care if it was legitimate. I wouldn't even put any crap like that because it looks stupid. It makes us look like we're amateurs. But he's panicked. 2 weeks later, unbeknownst to me, he releases the full video in the middle of the night.
Hey, y'all, shout out to anybody who tuned into our stream, and we just now getting started with the streaming stuff. This is probably like our second, third stream. Second time going live with the stream. We on YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram right now. I will not post the actual full stream on Instagram. I will post it on YouTube though.
With the day that he agreed not to
So
release.
yeah, y'all head over to YouTube right now. My fault. Y'all head over to YouTube. Look up Rick and Nooney. That's RickAndNunnie. We got vlog videos up there. We've been vlogging for like the past 2 months. So everything we're doing is up there, and we're gonna start streaming hopefully like every day just to be creating content. We be sitting in the crib talking about this stuff, watching it online. So we figured we might as well start streaming and talking about it live too. So y'all can join us and be a part of what we're doing as well.
Anyway, that text message he sent was probably so long I probably didn't put it up here. So, case in point is the fact that
where's the receipts, Billy?
He's in some type of severe desperation where he feels so threatened by somebody, some entity, that he feels like I just got to put this video out to get the pressure off. Otherwise, I'm going to suffer in some way, shape, or form. What that suffering exactly is, I don't know, but it must be severe because this guy was panicking like a little girl.
He doesn't believe in demons, so.
Literally.
Come on, Billy.
Come out in Discovery.
About to post this.
The next
share
thing
the link to Facebook.
The video's out. I'm actually sleeping in my movie theater in my house. I have a movie theater. I'm sleeping in the movie theater. I kind of passed out watching the game that was on that night. Happens to me sometimes. Sometimes the game watches me. I wake up around 1 something, almost 2 or whatever. I see my cell phone is blowing up like crazy. I got all these people contacting me. People that haven't talked to me in a few weeks or a couple of months or whatever. I'm like, what's going on? It's the middle of the night. Why are people
you getting smoked?
Like
That's what's going on.
I read a couple of the messages, and it's about this video that's out. I'm like, what video is this? What's going on? They're really pissed off about it because they said, man, this is like some kind of setup you're in, Billy. What's going on here? I click on the video. I see it. I realize it's out. Then I go to Mark to text him back, and I see he had sent me this long message about, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I wasn't supposed to put this out, but I had to release it because of too much pressure. I was under so much pressure, and they were attacking me. Exact words. So I said, okay. That's not acceptable. So I go to my computer. I write a do not consent form, a professional do not consent form. I print it out on my printer. And the next thing I do is I head over to his house. Now, they try to make it look like I'm pulling up on a YouTuber. I saw some video. BillyCarson's his career is going to be ended because he just pulls up on YouTubers, as if I drove through the middle of the night in a snowstorm to go bang on this guy's door and tell him to take the video down. That's not what happened at all.
I don't know, Miss Juicy G. He crazy though.
Defendant 1 and I talk very often in the middle of the night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why is because we work so much. That's usually when we can have our conversations. I've got dozens of conversations and dozens of times that we've met and talked in the middle of the absolute night when people are sleeping. We're up.
Bro, how do you
We only
drag
sleep
something
about
out
4 to
this
5 hours
long?
a day. Sometimes I sleep.
Maybe
6
it's about
max, just
watch
because my wife
time.
really wants me in bed sometimes. So, but that's all we sleep. People that are busy. We're busy people. We're not slackers out here. We're grinders. So we're always up talking. So for me to get up and say, I got to go over to his house. I got to find out what's going on here. It's my friend. Like, what is going on? Like, I need to find out what desperation is so bad and so severe that he feels that this had to be done against my wishes and against my will. So I get out and I go to his actual house, which is right around the corner in my gated community. I didn't drive through the night. I didn't drive through the sleet and the snow and track him down and search for him on Google Earth and all these crazy contrived ideas. I literally just went right around the corner and rang his doorbell. And what did I do when I went there? I recorded myself. And I'm glad that I did because of this contrived doorbell video. How did the doorbell video get out? This is why he became defendant number 1. He became defendant number 1 because by releasing the doorbell video, he now lets me know that he was in full collusion with this activity after being in some way attacked and
This is so bad.
pressured into releasing this, which I believe did happen. He then succumbed to this pressure and wanted to be all the way in to show like, I'm loyal to you guys. So make sure you don't use my name in anything and make sure you don't attack me. Very feminine.
Might make me
Extremely
some noodles.
Feminine, very weak.
I'm about to go to the store.
See? It's a weak man.
You can keep watching it if you want. This
So
dude is,
here's the doorbell
he's a
video. Listen
cornball.
closely.
It's gone.
I'm at 9901.
Come on, Billy. We can't hear it.
Approximately 2:29 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Why would you come to my house? I don't care. I'm not coming here at 2 in the morning.
I'm ringing the doorbell at Mark Menard's house.
I thought God Logic was live.
Okay. Well, there goes your evidence.
Yeah,
Again, more
he must got
contrived
2
content
pages.
online.
I know that was
He
not
pulled
the
up on this
evidence.
guy's house. He pulled up on the YouTuber.
That's it?
Really?
Somebody
I
said, let's
pulled up
take a
on
break.
YouTuber? No, I went to my friend's house, a guy that I actually consider to be one of my best friends, a man that was actually at my wedding, that I entrusted with the care of my own child, that I felt that I can trust around my family, that I've given many gifts to, birthday gifts, holiday gifts, NBA tickets.
You got to be a fool to be a follower. To
50% with
continue
them on
being a follower of his
a
after
jet
this
card,
is
so we can
insanity.
fly in private
For real.
jets at a discount. This is people you think you're very close to. You see? So I'm going, in my mind, I'm going to my friend's house man to see what's going on. But I also,
Posting it,
I
right?
always try to create my
No, that-
receipts to track
you gotta
everything that's going on.
take
And
that
that
out.
whole conversation, if
Oh,
he had
this?
come to the door, would have been
Yeah,
recorded.
that's good.
How do I get this?
Because I want to have that
I want this
information
to go
available in
away.
court if I would have needed it. To show and prove, number one, I went there in peace. I went to have a conversation. And in my hand at the door, if you look at the doorbell video, in my hand is a piece of paper.
This
That's
your
why
boy.
I do not consent form.
This your boy right here.
See,
Noonie.
I'm not one of these dumb punks from the streets that just runs out and goes, I'm going to go beat somebody up. Don't mistake where I came from for who I am and where I am now.
Oh. What that supposed to mean?
I didn't get this far being
Kind
stupid.
of a diss or something, Billy?
Do I make mistakes from time to time? Absolutely.
Yeah, like
Just like anybody else makes mistakes at sometimes.
On that
But when
debate.
it comes to protecting myself and making sure I'm doing everything appropriately to leave my own breadcrumbs, I'm gonna do that. I always have the receipts. That's a guarantee. I always have the receipts.
I can't believe this.
And I got more for tonight too. Let's see, we got 10K. We got
Well, if that's
10,800
receipts,
here in the live
then
chat.
I don't even know what receipts
We
are
got
anymore.
10,800 in the live chat. Make sure y'all share this video.
Hush it, Billy.
And I got my little cliff notes here to the side to make sure I keep on track so I don't just wander off and start going off on tangents.
Somebody said wrap it up.
There's just so much to talk about. I don't want to get off on too many tangents. Okay? So let's see where we're at now. Now, that same night that I went to the door, I rang the doorbell, which I recorded, and you just heard the recording of it. So no, BillyCarson didn't pull up on a YouTuber. BillyCarson went to his friend's house, a man he considered to be one of his best of friends, and rang the doorbell like a gentleman.
2 o'clock in the
Within my
morning.
own gated community in walking distance. I didn't walk that night because it was a little chilly. I did get out in my slippers, and I took the car right around the corner, which took less than a minute. Walking would have taken maybe 3 minutes at the most. But I come back to the house. I'm extremely angry and I'm extremely frustrated that I wasn't able to contact him.
Let me delete it.
His phone was in like
I just
do not
posted the
disturb
live.
mode, so I tried to call first. I tried to call him like 4 or 5 times, evidenced in
I'll
my
delete
phone
that
records. I text him 5 or 6 times. I also texted him a copy of my do not consent, and I WhatsApped him a copy of my do not
I
consent.
mean, that's the Instagram one look better anyway.
At the same time,
the other one,
as will be evidenced in the case. Then what happened? I come back to the house. I wake up my beautiful wife. I tell her what's going on,
So he wakes her
and
up.
we
So
call his wife. We call defendant number 1's wife. A beautiful, incredible woman, very strong woman, great person, great human being, like a sister to my wife. She's actually like a sister to my wife. They're born on the same day. They both are born on Valentine's Day. So that's something they really, really have in common, which created a bond between them. We give her a call. She answers the phone. She's not in America, which we knew that already. We figured she'd probably be up by then, even though it was 2-something in the morning, because she was out of the country and she was ahead of time in Europe. We told her what was going on. She had no idea of the extent of this. She was extremely frustrated and very worried and very pissed off at defendant number 1, her husband. And she hopped on an airplane and flew straight back home from France that night and came to our house the next evening.
Nobody cares, Billy.
Came to our house, sat down in our dining room with us, and we talked for a couple of hours about the situation. She was so apologetic and so sad and so sorrowful that somebody that she loved had done something like this to somebody that she also loved. She couldn't believe it. She was gasped and without any words that he would do something low down and dirty as this. She was completely distraught and disgusted. I was really upset that he did not come with her. I thought that she'd bring him with her. That was the plan. We'd sit there and we'd talk and figure this thing out. But he never came, just like a soft, gentle woman. He never came. He just stayed hiding somewhere. Like a little girl.
I'm sorry, y'all, if I look
Didn't show up.
very uninterested.
So,
I
okay.
thought
Didn't
I
show
thought
up.
he was
Fine.
coming with some fire.
We
Like,
talk to the wife. We give her hugs and kisses and tell her,
He's
look,
a
this has
clown.
nothing to do with you, man. This is just an unfortunate situation. You know, it's an unfortunate situation.
I gotta sit in this chair for this long time for this.
But at the
right?
end of the
This
day,
chair is so uncomfortable. By
she
the
got him to
way.
take all the videos down. He took them all down.
His wife made him take them
He
down.
took down the response video and he took down the contrived, edited version of the debate, if you want to even call it a debate. I call it a defake. That's what it really was. An unqualified garbage. If somebody who really runs debates would have saw that, they would have laughed at us and said, "What amateurs? This is garbage." That's how crappy it was. But she got him to take the videos down because she really wears the pants in the family. She's really the boss. When she puts her foot down, everything happens. She's the one who makes that family move. Anyway, so
No, he didn't go there.
that's done.
Shots fired.
The next day, they do get served with a letter from my attorney. It was a cease and desist, a formal do not consent via a cease and desist. even though the videos have been taken down. That was already in motion because I contacted our attorney that same night. And when Billy calls, he picks up. I don't care what time of the day it is. I don't care if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning. We're getting a response. So he was already working on it. So the email went out with the formal cease and desist. I guess that pissed him off that he got that letter after he had taken the videos down. That was already in motion. And it's nothing, it's not a lawsuit. It's just, hey, it's a formal, legal, I do not consent. Then he had to go pay for an attorney.
I wonder how his wife feel.
As he should.
That he would still get on here and say stuff like he's saying right now, even after y'all sat and had the conversation.
We actually, in our do not consent, we asked that all the podcasts that I had been in on his channel be taken down, even from the past, because I'm the one who tried to help blow him up. When he had 5 subscribers, I gave him like 50 to 80,000 subscribers by going on his podcast.
Who is the guy? What's his
Mark something.
I'm one of the main reasons why he got to 100,000 subscribers on that platform. I gave him the most views he ever had in his life. Wow. Because my name catches the algorithm. This is why this horde of cult followers are using my name, because they know it goes into the algorithm.
Bro, you lost the debate.
Because they don't have any knowledge. If they had knowledge, they can build their own platform on their own. They can build their own base of fans on their own. But since they don't really know anything, the only thing they can do is create controversy.
Put in Mark
and
Billy.
Attract people through dark energy. They're just energy.
Mark
vampires.
and Billy.
That's all they are.
Mark Minard.
Oh, that's his name?
Yeah.
So the video goes out
this is him.
to the editor. That's defendant number 3. Defendant number 3. I sort of asked you a question tonight. Are you nervous? He's got nothing. He's got nothing on me. That's what you said. He's got nothing on me. He just paid me. He paid me before, but he's got nothing on me. Oh, I got something on you. We're going to break that down tonight. We got something on you, defendant number 3. You have no idea what kind of hot water you put yourself in. Like you have, I mean, for a businessman, you got to be dumbing in a box of rocks. Like you didn't realize what you were doing. Number 1 was illegal.
This is painful.
You don't realize the financial damages that I'm able to get now, and then the doxing that you attempted to do, that you tried to delete. You didn't realize that we had already copied all of that and logged it into evidence, and that we've already won cases with that same exact doxing file that you used, which is fake information, as you'll see tonight when I showcase why. And I'm going to put some of the cases on my screen tonight. You, my friend, defendant number 3, are going to spend a lot of money. All the money, well, you only made probably $50, $60 on YouTube. So, you know, your Instagram isn't even monetized. So you made no money, except for the money that you got paid by the defendant number 1 to edit the video, which he pays you because you're his editor. And whatever this cult paid you as a bribe to get involved with them. And
I think he talking about the dude that.
But I'm going to break that all down in a minute.
That did that exposed video.
But what you did was you gave me
the guy with the black hair, black beard.
Case out of
he was like, I was at the wedding and all that stuff.
So all this you were saying on video tonight about you got nothing to worry about, I got nothing on you. No, we got a lot on you. You're the one we have the most on. And you know, I know you're sleeping on your mom's couch up there in Michigan. But you're going to be sleeping there a lot longer because you won't be able to afford your own place anytime soon. Okay? Because we're going to win this judgment against you. So let's get into this.
Huh?
Are we finally getting into it?
3, let's go over a little bit more about this. Yeah, I'm gonna save him because that's like icing on the cake. I'm gonna save him. That's like icing on the freaking cake, man. Let me get into a little bit more about this defake, the defake. Let me get into this defake a little bit.
This is painful.
Okay. I told you what was happening in this thing, and a couple of the questions that had been brought up.
This is crazy.
The Sinai Bible and the.
Now he going back to the Sinai Bible.
The Gospel of Jesus' wife.
Oh my gosh.
Let's take a look at a couple of things real quick. Let me get some of my windows open up here.
Why is he going back to that?
Buddy crashing out, man.
Where's this PowerPoint at? Hold on a second. I want to put something on the screen for you guys.
I'm
so
lost.
We can really get this information digested into our understanding. And I'm going to use this this PowerPoint as my source material, not because I need it, but because I have the sources on here. And that way, these people can't continue to contrive information, as I am going to be giving sources. And I'm going to give you guys a short video as well here in a second.
That's all them noodles, man.
Let me just get this thing up here real quick, because this is very, very important.
I can give you some make the headphones long.
We're going to go into a little bit of what defendant number 2 has tried to make 100,000 videos out of nothing. And what's so funny is his little henchmen and his little people that were already in the cult and already far left. You're ending Billy Carson's career on these 2 questions. Really? No, you're building my career. And to add proof in that fact, this is the most people I've ever had on a live video. Let me see. Let me go back to my live chat real quick before I pull up this PowerPoint. Where are we at now? I'm at 11,499 people. The most I've ever had was 5,000. You guys doubled my popularity on a live video in one day. Thank you so much.
We just wanted to see if you had something smart to say back.
All your listeners and all your followers and all your cult people and all your people that are in your organizations that are coming to watch my video with that dark energy. How are we going to see the fall of Billy Carson? That's dark energy, that frequency that's coming here. You see this behind me? That's the face of God. God's not a man flying around with a magic wand granting wishes. Wait. God is a frequency, and it's your job to tune in. Y'all didn't tune in. See, I'm tuned in. So all this dark energy that you're bringing toward me, I've alchemically converted that energy into money. That's exactly what I've done.
Nah, he just said that's God's face.
So thank you for coming on and watching tonight. Now, let's get into this. Let me get this. I got to get this. I've got to get this. This PowerPoint.
I'm about to make the noodles.
I thought I had it on that computer, but I'm gonna send it over there real quick so I can open it, and then I'm gonna get back into defendant number 3, and break him all the way down. I'm gonna break him all the way down, guys. He actually got on a video tonight on some show, like he's some type of superhero out here. This guy has 3 likes per post on social media, and he started a social media marketing company.
Who is defendant number 3?
And his work was so bad, we had to get rid of him. We had to fire him.
Not his work
he was great
so
in
bad.
other areas that we had things we had done with him in the past, which I will go over.
He said his
and I'm
work
going to read
was
a lot
so
of
bad.
text messages from defendant number 3 as well. Tons and tons of text messages I'm going to read.
The one that...
And I'm going to expose his bed of lies and fabrication. And then I'm going to break down his doxing.
That's the guy he used to pay.
And I'm going to show you why he's the easiest case for us to win.
My legs.
And he'll be sleeping on his mom's couch just a little bit longer.
So he'll be sleeping on his mom's couch just a little bit longer.
This down. Okay? All right, let me get this this doggone PowerPoint over here.
Even my dog's bored.
It's not cooperating with me, so I'm gonna try one other way. Because I want to get a little bit more into the deepfake and finally get a chance to say, let me turn this volume on. Finally get a chance to say what I wanted to say. Let's see if I can get this presentation in here. What's this?
I'm over here looking at some.
Because there's a lot I wanted to say and didn't get a chance
Dutchman
to. But we're going to go over some of that tonight.
I want that.
And so, defendant number 3.
You talking about West?
Very interesting guy.
Defendant number 3.
Very, very
the one that's going to be
interesting
sleeping
guy.
on his mom's couch for a little longer.
He's one of the key figures in this whole operation.
This chair
He's
is so
like
uncomfortable, y'all.
Let me get you that other one.
the linchpin, if I can use that term.
Can you use the bathroom?
My good friend Terrence Howard. He's like the linchpin, because linchpins also have to do with energy. So he's been giving this darkness energy and feeding it. And we'll get to the foundation of his agenda. Eventually.
Put mine in the microwave?
Most likely through discovery.
Why you put mine in the microwave and yours
But
on
I'm
the stove?
hypothesizing that
Make mine how you make yours.
his failing business structure and his failing business model put him in a situation where, and his lack of ability to do any real internet marketing and to gain any real following. He couldn't even build his own following. That he was offered in some way, shape, or form, some type of money from this cult organization.
He was offered
who
money
are
from
now
the
in
cult
contact with the proper
organization.
authorities, several authorities, which I'll talk about one more time before we end this live, those exact authorities. And he
Somebody said food salad.
he utilized that potential revenue. I don't know if he did, so I'm saying potential revenue that he got from the bribing or whatever the offer was. It was very enticing to him to bring the popularity to him. He really needed it so badly. And so, yeah, it's uploading now. And so by that offer whatever offers they made him to get involved in the situation and to cultivate and to manipulate defendant one, he successfully did that to defendant one. And he was able to acquire this illegal footage, and I do mean illegal, and then he had a decision to make. Am I going to utilize it, or am I going to do the right thing and let it go? But he had an incentive. There was an extra incentive for defendant number 3 to take this footage and put it out. He has a direct connection in some way, shape, or form to defendant number 1, which we will find that out in discovery. The money that you thought you were making and the popularity you thought you were making is all going to be spent on attorney's fees. And I don't care if I win or lose. I just want you to spend money. You see? Let's see if this is it here. So one of the questions that was brought up was the information about the Sinai Bible, which has a lot of differences than the King James Version of the Bible. It's also called the Codex Sinaiticus. And what I had said in a few podcasts, which probably only 2 or 3 podcasts I had mentioned, and of course reels and clips were made and they were then edited and put out all over the place, was that in the Sinai Bible, it appeared that Jesus had never been crucified. I said it's quite possible that Jesus was never crucified.
No, you said he
wasn't. Not once anywhere that say Jesus was never crucified. It says quite possible that Jesus was never crucified, or he might not have been crucified, depending on what podcast I was on. So this question came up during the deepfake as not a question in a way that it would be asked in a real debate, but it was an attack from the very beginning because they thought they had answers that would debunk whatever I said in a podcast somewhere one day. So the Codex Sinaiticus, often referred to as the Sinai Bible, is a 4th century Greek manuscript of the Bible. In contrast, the King James Version, is the KJV, is an English translation completed in 1611. Comparing these two involves examining differences in textual context, translation choices, and theological interpretations. And so here's the textual variations. Scholars estimate that there are approximately 14,800 differences between the Codex Sinaiticus and the King James Version. These variations range from minor discrepancies to wording to significant differences in the content. For instance, the Codex Sinaiticus includes books like the Epistle of Barnabas and the Shepherd of Hermas, which are absent in the King James Version. Notable omissions. Several passages presented in the King James Version are missing from the Codex Sinaiticus. Mark 16:9 through 20. The longer ending Mark detailing.
So why won't he do a rematch again then?
Jesus is absent, doesn't exist. It's not in there. That's Biblical Archaeology Review. Biblical Archaeology Review. That's the source. It's one of them. There's 8 sources, but that's just one of them. John 53:8-11. The account of the woman caught in adultery is not included. Biblical Archaeology Review. Source. Luke 24:51. The phrase, "and was carried up into heaven," describing Jesus' ascension, is missing. Biblical Archaeology Review. Now, they based 100,000 videos, and I do mean 100,000 videos of complete foolishness off of this information. And I'm sure they'll make a response video talking more crap and using my name. They can just listen. It is what it is. Those are opinionated videos. At that point, that doesn't matter. But the original video that I did not consent to, I'll be paid my pound of flesh for every appearance that it shows up on the entire internet. I will be. Trust me on this. Or there'll be judgments. And when you go to buy a house, or when you go to sell something, when you go to do anything, I'll have to get paid first. And I'm going to take all of that money, all those winnings, and I'm going to buy a huge strip of land. Me and my wife already figured it out today. We're going to buy a huge strip of land, and we're going to build mini homes on there for homeless people with all the money.
Wow.
Every single penny of it. And we're going to document it and we're going to post it. We're going to turn your darkness into light.
Wow.
Translation differences. KJV, translators worked from a limited set of late medieval Greek manuscripts, primarily the Textus Receptus and Hebrew texts available in the early 17th century. In contrast, the Codex Sinaiticus is an earlier manuscript
He needs to
reflecting
cite
a
this
different
stuff,
textual
like-
tradition. These distinct
Did you hear what he
source
said though?
materials contribute to differences.
He basically putting out threats to anybody who plan on making any type of videos off of this video. I guess trying to like own the name where it's like I'm gonna get paid off of everything that people post and use his name basically to, I guess, gain money or get money off of it or whatever the case may be.
I mean,
This
good
in
luck.
wording and interpretation between the two
Good
versions. Theological implications. The variations between the Codex Sinaiticus and the KJV have led to differing theological understandings. For example, the absence of certain passages in the Codex Sinaiticus, such as the longer ending of Mark, affects narratives concerning the resurrection and ascension of Jesus. These differences highlight the importance of textual criticism and biblical studies to understand the development and transmission of biblical texts over time. While it's challenging to specify the exact number of words translated differently between the Codex Sinaiticus and the KJV due to their distinct textual basis and translation methodologies, the estimated 14,800 differences encompass both minor and significant variations that have implications for biblical interpretation and theology. You can tell this was written for me. No, I'm taking this from the source, Mr. Whoever you are in the live chat.
What
of
source?
Course this is cut and pasted from the direct
Yeah,
source.
because
from
why not cite
actual
the source?
academic books.
We learned this in school.
I'm not giving you this off my dome. I'm reading academic books.
Where?
Come on now, tune in. Get your head on right.
Why you not showing us
This
where
is
you
basic,
getting it from?
Not
though?
basic IQ stuff. So the next thing was about the gospel of Jesus' wife.
Oh, what I do?
I'll pull that back up in a minute.
Cite the source, please.
The next thing was about the gospel of
He ain't
Jesus'
gonna
wife.
do it, though,
That
'cause he
question
can't.
came up. So, what's the question? In podcasts, I have been noted as saying it's quite possible they discovered the gospel of Jesus' wife. Fact. And then I go on to say in maybe 3 podcasts, it's quite possible that Jesus never died, that he may have been married. And his Merovingian bloodline could
So
still
he's
be on
saying
the
that
planet to
everybody
this
that
very
makes a
day.
video out of this, he's gonna sue them
My wording is very specific and basic.
and do what?
Now, let's take a look at something here.
Like, so how people music, if 1,000 people play
Let's take a look at something here.
they'll get paid from.
I know these guys are jumping up and down over there. Oh my goodness, we gotta debunk it. We gotta go ahead and do what you gotta do. Listen, man, I'm the king. I'm the GOAT. Okay,
He's
you
the
guys
king,
are just
he's the
riding
GOAT.
on my coattail.
And
You
we're
have
just
no real
riding on
knowledge.
his
You guys know nothing.
coattails.
It's just a
We
whole
have
bunch
no
of
real knowledge.
heretical, talk for looking for clout chasing and a whole bunch of stuff you guys
feel
are
bad
doing
for
there,
him.
just trying to make it look attractive, but it's really
For real,
just a
I
bunch
feel
of
bad for
trash.
him.
Has no real value for anybody. Nothing there you guys are doing is uplifting anybody. Nothing there you guys are doing is changing anyone's life. Nothing you people are doing over there is helping anyone. You guys are spending tens of thousands of dollars on fake bots and fake YouTube accounts and sending people, hordes of people to
Drew
attack
Big said
and show their true
his
Christian
bad,
colors.
He was literally just calling you. He didn't know you was on a podcast.
Debate is raging among academics and religious leaders over a recently discovered piece of ancient papyrus that makes a reference to Jesus Christ having a wife. Karen
Now he's
King,
showing
an
an
expert in the history
article
of
about
Christianity,
Jesus
unveiled
Christ
the 4th
having a
century
wife.
artifact, which she says is the only existing ancient text quoting Jesus explicitly referring to having a wife, whom he identifies as Mary. King says the fragment of Coptic script is a copy of a gospel, probably written in Greek in the 2nd century.
But what is, of course, exciting about this fragment is that it's the first case we have of Christians claiming that Jesus had a wife.
Tradition has.
He goes on to talk about, I can't play too much of it because obviously I don't want to get a copyright strike, but it goes on to talk about the fact that this gospel of Jesus' wife, this text has been examined, it's been looked at, it's been researched, it's been everything you could think of by dozens of academics from all over the world, and everyone's looking at this thing and it's creating a big
No, he
stir,
said
and
the
it's
house
creating a
looks
big
good. From what he
woo-ha
could
in
see.
the whole Christian community because it could potentially upturn the apple cart and everything else. But there's also some talk about it. Maybe this thing is real. Maybe it's not real. Maybe it's fake.
But my thing is, you looking at
Well,
a.
it reads like something out of a Dan Brown thriller. A Harvard professor is contacted by an anonymous collector with a tantalizing artifact, a small scrap of papyrus covered with an ancient text, making the first known reference to the wife of
So
Jesus.
he's showing another
The
news
notion
article
that Jesus might have been
about
married
Jesus
sparked
being
controversy
married.
in the Christian world. And I'm joined now by the Harvard scholar at the center of it. Karen King is a professor of early Christian history at the Harvard Divinity School. And welcome.
Thank you.
So we're very intrigued about this collector. That's something that you have kept very secret. Would that lend more credibility to this if you could say where this originated?
Well, if we knew actually more about the find itself, you know, who found it in Egypt, how, you know, the history of it since the find, that would be of
Thank
enormous
you.
use. You know, when things are found by
Well, make sure you
professional
call True Big.
archaeologists, that gives us really great information. But I think that a lot of people who own these things and who trade in
So
them
he was just checking on you.
are anonymous. And so for me, the issue of knowing his identity, I don't think makes any difference. What really matters is the kind of scientific testing that's been done and that kind of work.
So this scrap is tiny.
It goes on to talk about how much scientific testing has been done. She really believes, and she's gone on dozens of interviews about this, that this thing was real. Now, maybe it's not real. Does that even matter? The fact that in my podcast, or podcast that I've been in, I actually blatantly say that it could be that Jesus was married. And he may have had a wife and even had children. Now, why would I still have that opinion after people, academics, come out and try to say that this thing isn't real?
Jesus
Well,
being
let me
married.
talk about that for a minute. Let me pull back up my my PowerPoint. Hold on a second. Is it possible Karen King was explicitly pressured into stating that the gospel of Jesus' wife was likely a forgery? It's possible to consider factors that may have influenced her acknowledgement of the fragment's questionable authenticity. Scholars, especially those in high-profile positions, can face significant academic, institutional, and public scrutiny, which might feel like pressure. And it could put pressure on them to some degree. So, what they're saying is when people are doing these things, when people are, coming up with discoveries that could upturn the apple cart, it actually puts a lot of pressure on the Christian community because they have this mainstream ideology that they don't want to bend or break because it's been in place for eons.
Bro, we want to see the sources.
And
bro.
what kind of academic pressure can they put on you? Now I'm going to go into some actual recent, or not recent, but fairly recent,
Oh, I
in my
smell that
terms of
thing so
understanding
strong.
history and dates and times and geological timescales, evidence of this happening
there.
before. And I'm not saying this thing is 100% real. What I'm telling you is I'm giving you a different perspective, which is what I always do. Academic pressure. The academic community largely dismissed the fragment after critical analysis revealed it was likely a modern forgery. Reputable scholars published detailed examinations and institutions emphasized rigorous standards, and this overwhelming consensus could have created a sense of academic obligation for King to align with the evidence. She was extremely gung-ho for a very long time and fought against saying it was fake. That's an absolute
He
fact.
said, "Let me get a
she
noodle."
fought against it initially.
Not a noodle.
After the story gained international attention, there was considerable media focus on King and her research.
Now come even
A lot of pressure. Sounds like defendant number one's text messages.
It's love.
The
Ain't
pressure he
love.
was under. Sounds familiar to you? He was being attacked. He told me he was under so much pressure he couldn't take it. Investigators report reputable
Dude, it's
scholars published
corny,
detailed
yo.
examination institutions, overwhelming, okay, so then here it goes. The public scrutiny and media. After the story gained international attention, there was considerable media focus on her research. And investigative reports, such as Atlantic's expose, further cast
making
doubt
some
on the
more.
papyrus. So an outside source came and said, no, we can't. They got pressured, and they came with the external pressure and
This
said,
is
no,
Billy
we can't let this
Carson.
go out. This can't be known as accurate. This public spotlight might have added external pressure to respond transparently. Institutional and professional expectations. Harvard Divinity School and other academic institutions would naturally be cautious about potential
I'm done with this.
reputational damage.
What?
And it's conceivable that indirect pressure arose from the
I
need
kind of
to
only want to
maintain
watch.
the
I kind of want
integrity
to.
of these institutions. Sound familiar? NASA making up lies about different things that they do. Yeah, they tell the truth in some things, but a lot of things they tell are obfuscated or lied about. And other organizations within government and everywhere else, especially when you're talking about anything doing with government and religion. Those two things are filled with the most lies and obfuscation and oppression. Personal integrity. King's acknowledgement that the evidence presses in the direction of forgery could
You look like
also stem from
ChatGPT.
her commitment to scholarly rigor rather than external coercion. So I'm also saying, hey, maybe she wasn't coerced, or maybe she was. Now, another thing that came up was this. I wasn't talking. This is all the talking being done for me. So I caught this and I remember it because I haven't watched all these videos. I watched about 30 minutes of one of them and I realized how much editing was done, how heavily edited and dubbed that was. And I realized it was garbage. Let me show you what I mean by dubbed.
What are you talking about?
Let's see.
This is a video of me. Let me see if this is it here. Let me find this. Where's this video at? This is a video of me speaking in Korean.
안녕하세요 여러분. 저는 빌리카슨입니다. 포비든 노랫개로도 알려져 있죠. 만약 여러분이 성장 가능성이 있는 회사에 투자하고 싶다면 저희를 꼭 살펴보셔야 해요. 기억하세요. 1라운드에서는 주가가 주당 1달러였어요. 왜냐하면 저희의 사전 평가액이 2천만 달러였거든요. 스타트업 치고 나쁘지 않죠. 우리는 정말 놀라운 성과를 냈고 몇 달 후에 저희의 사전 평가액이 3천만 달러로 올랐습니다.
I don't know how that got on the screen, but let me hide that. There you go.
Highway.
Anyway, so yeah, I was talking Korean. Did you see my mouth? Take a look one more time.
안녕하세요 여러분. 저는 빌리카슨입니다. 포비든 노랫개로도 알려져 있죠. 만약 여러분이 성장 가능성이 있는 회사에 투자하고 싶다면 저희를 꼭
Very easy to do, especially when you're editing. Anyway, so let me get back into this.
Okay,
Another thing that came up during the conversation was, and something that I didn't bring up, something that this defendant number 2 wanted to get off his chest, was that everywhere that Christianity went, women were, you know, they were released from subjugation and they were rising up and they were gaining more prominence and everything else. I really didn't see that, but I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Let's get back to evidence that people can be put under pressure or that the church itself obfuscates or suppresses information or changes things or forces things to not be released. And let's look at some history evidence of that when we're talking about the gospel of Jesus' wife. Let's talk about what's happened prior to that. And then you make a decision for yourself whether you believe these people or not, because I don't believe them.
Billy is whack.
The Council of Nicaea, 325 CE, and canonical decisions. Okay, so here we go. Emperor Constantine, the Council of Nicaea sought to establish doctrinal unity in Christianity, leading to significant decisions about the official biblical canon. Action taken. Certain texts, such as the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, and other apocryphal writings were excluded from the Bible. So you mean to tell me people are relying on this one book for their eternity? They're locked in. They're trying to lock in eternity. They're trying to lock in everything so they can live forever in this magical heaven. And they don't have the whole story. The council favored texts that aligned with the proto-Orthodox views of the time, suppressing writings that presented alternative interpretations of Jesus' divinity or Christian theology. These decisions shaped the New Testament as we know it, but sidelined
diverse early Christian perspectives. There's no hand of God here. Just a bunch of contrived trash like these people are doing with my video that they didn't have the right to actually utilize.
Yeah, Billy's whack.
You see? The suppression of the Wycliffe Bible, 14th century. John Wycliffe, an English theologian, translated the Bible into Middle English to make it accessible to laypeople. Why? Because ain't nobody going to read that Latin, and nobody wants to read that garbage British. They want to read this thing where they can understand what the heck it's talking about. The Catholic Church declared Wycliffe a heretic and banned his translation. The church maintained that only Latin was the appropriate language for Scripture, ensuring control, sound familiar to you? Control over biblical interpretations. The church feared that access to the Bible by common people, the commoners, might undermine clerical authority and foster dissenting interpretations. More manipulation, more contrived garbage. Sound familiar to you? They have a history of doing this. This is how they live. They live off of this garbage. These are their teachers. They're only doing what history has taught them to do in that genre, to lie, steal, and cheat, and buy fake bots and attack people's accounts and threaten kids.
I don't see how you
Wycliffe's
suing people when you
eventually
slandering
inspired
like
the
a
Protestant
whole
Reformation,
religion.
But during his time, his followers faced persecution and copies of his Bible were destroyed. Anytime a light bulb rises up, they smash that bulb, don't they? They're not going to smash this bulb. It's a new era, baby. I'm a self-made man. The Vatican's handling of the Dead Sea Scrolls, 20th century.
I'm going to get to where he at right now. Let's fast forward this thing. I'm about to get off. He ruining my stream with this.
On the planet. I touch a percentage of the planet every day. Me, one man. One man.
He do what
I touch
now?
a percentage of the planet. You guys haven't even come close to that. Enjoy your little 100,000, 200,000, 600,000, whatever views you got. Enjoy it. I mean, take your little $20 check. I don't live off of YouTube money. It's peanuts. We give most of that back and help kids. We help children with that money. It's peanuts.
It's
You
just
guys gotta
that's
pay your light
that
bill, your
type
phones,
of.
and everything
I
else
don't
with
like
money.
that.
I hear the arrogance, right?
Yeah, I don't like
all your
that.
expenses,
like,
and then try to get your technology right, and then try to contrive any kind of way you can
He
to
real arrogant.
Very.
take over somebody else's situation by getting on a coattail and clout chasing. It's the only way you can actually get any popularity, because nobody really knew who the hell you were, and that really the majority of people still don't know who the hell you are. And when they keep seeing you make BillyCarson videos every single day, which is starting to become very tiring, people are already laughing like these
Humbleness
guys are a joke.
is key.
They're making BillyCarson videos every day. You're literally blowing me up. You guys are literally blowing me up. Like literally making me, I've gained like, I don't know, 20 or 30,000 followers across different platforms. Then you send them they're going to my offering pages and leaving negative comments on my offering, my registered offering for my sales of my company. We just delete them. It's not even a big deal. We just delete them. We press the delete button. They use all that dark energy. They thought they were doing something special, coming on the live chat, typing in there. A lot of the live chat comments are just robots. We taking care of those, You have so much power and this power of Christ in you, but you haven't shown me anything Christ-like.
Well, Marcus.
I haven't seen any Christ consciousness. I haven't seen any Christ power. I haven't seen any divinity. Nothing. So before I go to that one, 'cause I got a little bit more to go.
You gonna have a fun time in hell, but I tell you that.
Taking my time tonight. How y'all doing in that live chat? We got a lot of bots, but y'all don't know we got 5 people cleaning the bots out.
Why he keep calling them
We got 'em
bots?
cleaning them right away. So you don't see most of the bots in that live chat. We got 5 admins in there cleaning. 5 great human beings filled with the light, with the real Christ consciousness, like I have behind me. That's Christ consciousness behind me, the face of God. Not a man in a white robe. Caesar Borgia, a brutal killing murderer, is the image that people are.
I ain't never say he was watching.
Jesus image all these years. The guy who was the son of a pope that killed his own brother.
craziness. I believe in God. And I've said that 100 billion times. I believe in God. I believe there's a God. I don't doubt that one bit because the quantum physics and the mathematics proves that God actually exists. I'm not an idiot. The evidence is all around us. The evidence is even encoded into my own hand. The distance between the digits in my finger, the distance between the last digit of the pinky to the bottom of the top of the wrist. That's all mathematics. It's all encoded. Pi, phi, it's all encoded. It's a fingerprint. The fingerprint of God is everywhere.
I feel bad for him, yo.
It's everywhere.
What else you want to hear?
Hmm?
What else you want to use?
Nah, you can just leave it regular.
Not one time. There's dozens of videos. Not one time you have me hear me saying that I'm an atheist. I tell people I am God and God is me. That we're all God. Everyone has the power of Christ inside of them. It's about Christ.
I think it's contradictory though to say that I don't believe that Jesus was God, but then to turn around and say I am God and God is me.
That's what you just said?
Yeah, it's like contradictory. It's like, because if Christ can't be God, if Jesus can't be God, then why can you be God? Thank
Do
you.
you understand the mission that he was on?
The noodles.
Do you understand the peace that he wanted to bring to people spiritually? To have them seek the light and become the light?
You talking about Jesus?
And operate within the light?
Oh, you gonna keep it up there? I'm about to say you can. It don't matter.
How
talking
come
about
I can
Jesus?
see that and understand that, but you guys can't? And you're wrapped up in the actual religion itself. You're operating in pure, unadulterated darkness.
But look, how do you spend your whole life debunking a book, but then still pull from the book to try to prove your point? When Christ said he was coming back, he was bringing back Christ's consciousness, but at the same time, you don't believe in the book.
Extremely
So it don't
evil,
make no sense to me.
conniving, manipulating.
What's the more?
You don't believe in your own stuff that you guys teach and preach. Because if you did, you would not need to spend hundreds of thousands of marketing dollars to attack one person and track a person down, making all these contrived phone calls and offering bribes to people. And yes, we have witnesses on that, by the way, all entered into evidence. And you wouldn't have to do that if you really truly believed in your power and the power of your Christ and your God. It tells me that you don't believe in God and you don't believe in the power of Jesus either.
Wow.
You're just out here floating, fabricating things and doing darkness in the name of God, which is even worse. Even worse. You're pissed off at me because I have a different perspective of God than you do. And it's pissing you off so much to the point where you're willing to jeopardize your own freedom, your actual real freedom, and your bank account.
He talking about that dang
in a
on
very
money.
dark way.
Goodness gracious.
Not even realizing that all the energy you're throwing at me, I'm accepting it and alchemically converting it into light. I could have put this video out the next day or the day after.
Wasn't feeling good.
No, we're going to wait. Let the anticipation continue to build. Let it continue to build. I want more energy. I want all of the energy that they can send me, as much as I can max out. Let them make 50, 60, 70, 100, 1,000 videos. Get all of their hoard together and send them all to me. And that's exactly what you guys did, exactly as I predicted.
So why was you telling people to take it down? I don't get that.
So I just waited patiently. I let the anticipation build. I let the videos go out there and let them get in circulation. I let the hype build up. And then I just absorbing right now at this exact moment in time, I'm actually eating that energy, that dark energy. I'm taking it all in and I'm alchemically converting it into light. You see? That's the difference between me and you. Now, let's get back into talking about some stuff real quick. All right?
This dude is crazy.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Something is wrong.
When he accidentally disconnected his video again was this. I'm talking about Abraham and Isaac.
God is supposed to be all-knowing and all-loving and all the same. He's all the same all the time. He's the same all the time, right? Well, if that's the case, and you really believe that the God of the Bible is the creator of the universe and has all-knowing, all-loving, omnipotent, and omniscient, that means he's everywhere at all times and knows everything before it even happens. All-powerful.
Crazy, man.
The word all is big here, all-loving. Let's take a look at this. Then God said, by the way, God said this according to this text. Now, I don't really believe this is really God, the God of the heavens that created earth and created the universe. But let me just read it from their perspective. Then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain that I will show you. So God is now telling Abraham, hey, man, I require a sacrifice. So I want you to get your son, your only son, and bring him over here, man. And yeah, you're going to have to kill him for me.
Bro, he gone.
Early next morning, Abraham got up and loaded.
If hell is real, which I believe it is,
two of his
he gonna
servants
have a
and his son Isaac.
horrible time
When he
down
had
there.
cut enough wood for the burnt offering, he set out for a place God had told him about. On the third day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servants, stay
Look,
here with the donkey
Nooney
while
has
I
checked
and
out.
the boy go over there, and we will worship. Then we will come
I kind of don't
want
want to finish it
So
either.
now he's lying. He's lying to his servants. So he's actually telling a bold-faced lie to his people. The second thing is, and the most important thing is, this quote-unquote God makes him go on a damn journey with his son to go kill him. I mean, they went on a far journey. They didn't go around the corner. They literally went on a trek. He says, do not lay a hand on the boy, he said. Don't do anything. Why did he tell him that? Because he first was going to kill him. He says, on the third day, Abraham looked up and saw the place in the distance. He said to his servant, stay there while I and the boy go over here. We're going to worship and come back to you. And then what happens? He actually gets ready to kill his own son. He literally gets ready to kill his own son. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and placed it on his son Isaac, and he himself carried the fire and the knife as the two of them went on together. Isaac spoke up and said to his father Abraham, Father. He said, yes, my son. Abraham replied, the fire and the wood are here, Isaac said. So he made his son go gather the wood and get the fire going for his own death. If that ain't sick, I don't know what else is. But where's the lamb for the burnt offering? His son is asking. Where's this lamb at? We're getting ready to make a sacrifice to God. We're worshiping. We're getting ready. I went and got the wood. I got the fire. When they reached the place God had told him about, Abraham built an altar there and arranged the wood on it. He bound his son Isaac and laid him on the altar on top of the wood. Then he reached out his hand and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called out to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. He said, here I am, he replied. And obviously the angel tells him, hey, we were just joking. Don't really do that. We just was testing you out, see if you was really down with us like that. Sound familiar? Defendant number 1. Defendant number 3. Manipulation. Sadistic. What is a sadistic narcissist? Let's take a look at some of the traits and see if we can compare them to this quote-unquote God of the Bible. A sadistic narcissist is someone with narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, who also exhibits narcissistic or sadistic traits. A sadistic narcissist takes pleasure in the pain of others. They may derive satisfaction from causing mental or physical pain to others without remorse. And we see that time and time again in the biblical text, where God is ordering the death of people. He actually thrives on it. Slay the women, slay the children, bring the spoils of war to me. Why does God need spoils of war? That's in Deuteronomy. Aggression. A sadistic narcissist may respond to challenges or threats with aggression. Again, in the book of Deuteronomy, many texts, there's one person.
I just want to point out one thing. If you don't understand what the Bible is saying, then just leave it at that. Like, don't take your minimal understanding of what's actually going on and try to build a career off of it. Because that's basically what you're doing. And I don't understand how you're so upset that you feel like people are slandering you to the point that you're suing people, but you literally made a living off of slandering other people's beliefs, like literally.
There that speaks against me, go burn down the entire town and kill everyone, even the children and women. Really?
Yes, he's calling God a narcissist.
I always tell you guys in all the podcasts that I'm in, don't believe what I say, research what I say. Everyone's entitled to gain or find their own opinion. But a sadistic narcissist, they lack empathy. And that's what we see here. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask y'all a question real quick.
This dude is crazy. I feel so bad.
Any of you out there on this live chat right now, how many of y'all have children? How many of you guys have children? Let me see in the live chat who has a son? Who has a son or a daughter? How many of y'all have children in the live chat? Let me see how many people have children. There we go.
This dude crazy.
Good. A lot of children here. A lot of people have children here. Let me ask you a question then. I'm asking for a friend. If someone came to you right now today and told you to take your son or your daughter out into the bushes, lay them out across a rock, pick up a knife, and force it through their neck or their heart, would you do that? To prove a point of your allegiance to some person?
You said what?
He's saying if someone said it.
Now, let me ask you this question. In that situation, being that we are human beings and now understanding mental health, what type of mental health issues do you think that caused the father and the son? If that were to happen today, and we took those people to a psychiatrist and connected them to a SPECT scan at Dr. Daniel Amen's office, the #1 scanner of brains in the world, we would instantaneously see a trauma pattern on the brain. That would be a diamond pattern that would be burnt directly into the top of the brain. Why? Because their brains have been altered from the traumatic experience. That event could have caused Abraham to have a heart attack. It could have caused him to take his own life. I'm pretty sure he thought about that as well. Before I do this, I'll take my own life before I take my own son's. You see?
Let me scoop back up to where he at.
To go out and potentially off their own child and have them thinking, should I off myself instead? But if I do that, I might not make it into heaven. Now, the fact that this man was willing to do this shows me how ignorant he was and how self-preserving he was for his own self. I would never, ever put my son's life ahead of my own. I would take myself out instantaneously. You see, that's the difference between me and this guy. Now, they will preach to you all this stuff about him being this great holy man because he proved himself to God. No, he proved himself to be a doggone idiot, is what he proved himself to be. He proved himself to be a sheep, a self-preserving sheep filled with fear. That's what he proved himself to be. Anyone goes out today and commits a crime like that, and I do mean crime, they're going to be put to, depending on the state, they may get the death sentence or they may get life in prison. The child, him or herself, will be mentally tainted forever until they die. They will never be the same again. Never. A child. I never got a chance to express that in the defake that happened.
Actually, he wasn't actually a child.
Let's take a look at the book of Deuteronomy before I get into defendant number 3. A lot of murder, rape, and pillaging in the Bible. They attacked the Midian just as the Lord had commanded Moses, and they killed all of the men, all 5 of the Midianite kings, the evil, Rakim, Zur, Hur, and Reba.
died in the battle. They also killed Balaam, son of Beor, with the sword. Then the Israelite army captured the Midianite women and children and seized their cattle and flocks. And all of their wealth was plunder. So they stole everything they had, even their money. Then they burned the towns and the villages where the Midianites had lived. And they had gathered the plunder and captive, both people and animals, and they brought them all to Moses. Does this sound like sadistic, dark, controlling, demonic stuff ordered by the Lord? I mean, I can keep going on and on and on. You guys go in and read that. That's Numbers 31, 7 through 18. Laws of rape, Deuteronomy 22, 28 through 29. If a man is caught in the act of raping a young woman, and yes, they use the word rape in there. If a man is caught in the act of raping a young woman who is not engaged, he must pay 50 cents of silver to her father. Then he must marry her because he violated her, and he will never be allowed to divorce her. That's his punishment. What kind of lunatic would rape and victim marry the attacker? Come on now. This is what you guys are into? I was going to ask this question. What type of lunatic would rape a victim and marry the attacker? You know what his answer was going to be? Well, that was the Old Testament. That's how it was done back in the day. They always go back to, well, that was this, and it was that, and well, you know, back at the time this was normal activity. It's always normal activity when God is killing people and murdering people. And again, I don't believe this is the real God doing this. I believe these people were influenced by somebody masquerading as a God. That's my personal opinion, and I'm sticking to that. I believe in God, but this ain't my God. Just ain't it. Sex slaves. When a man sells his daughter as a slave, she will not be freed at the end of 6 years, as men are. Oh, I can sell my daughter as a slave if I want to. My all-knowing, all-loving God, same all the time God allows this
He's doing everything but talking about the debate
of evil to occur. There's even laws that allow this because this was how it was back in the day. If she does not please the man who brought her, he may allow her to be bought back again. But he is not allowed to sell her to foreigners since he is the one who broke the contract with her. Oh, these are great laws, all targeted to keep men keeping their boot on women's necks, to have sex trafficking and slavery as they wish. Now, do you really think the creator of the universe has anything to do with authoring this text? Or is this text authored by flesh and blood people, a man that puts his pants on one leg at a time, just like you and I? That question never got a chance to get answered in this deepfake because I never got a chance to speak. I want answers. Well, he's going to go make up some answers. Well, that's in that time period and so forth. And, you know, you don't question God. And it's a time period they were in. And you keep sticking to that. I'm sticking to what I feel, what resonates with me. That's what I'm sticking to. God assists rape and plunder. Zechariah 14.
He probably at his
days
mom
shall
crib
come
sleep probably.
For the Lord, when the spoils shall be divided in your midst, and I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem for battle. The city will be taken, houses plundered, women ravished. That means raped. Half of the city shall go into exile, but the rest of the people shall not be removed from the city. All-knowing, all-loving, omnipotent and omniscient. Going back to Abraham real quick and Isaac, an all-knowing God would have known that Abraham was already loyal. He would have known that Abraham was already going to do exactly what he had asked him to do because he already knows the future. If he was all-knowing and omnipotent, omniscient, everywhere at all time, knowing everything before it happens and all that good stuff, all-powerful. But he just couldn't predict that Abraham was actually going to follow his orders. Are you kidding me?
I feel bad for this dude.
I mean, Is this a comedy that I'm reading? A dark comedy? Is this a dramedy that I'm reading? You mean to tell me this God didn't know that this guy was going to follow his orders, so why even put him through the motions? Is that what you guys are telling me right now? Never got to ask that question.
Even if you did ask a question, you probably wouldn't accept the answer.
You would think that Jesus in the New Testament would have a different view of slavery, but slavery is still approved in the New Testament.
Excuse me, y'all.
Slaves, obey your earthly masters with deep respect and fear. Serve them sincerely as you would serve Christ. Ephesians. Christians who are slaves should give their masters full respect so that the name of God and his teaching will not be shamed. If your master is a Christian, that is no excuse for being disrespectful. You should work all the harder because you are helping another believer by your efforts. Oh, that's so nice of us. Teach these truths, Timothy, and encourage everyone to obey them. He's writing a letter to the church and all this stuff. This is my excuse. He's writing a letter to the church and he's talking to the people at the time of the day and all this foolishness. This is the impotence for people to create slaves, most of which were my actual relatives. And you want me to believe that this biblical text is inspired? That's the term, is inspired by God? My God would not inspire slavery. If I've got all-knowing, all-power, all-omnipotent, all-omniscient to create universes, and I've got children that I've created.
I just don't want to cheat the chat by cutting it off. Like,
and I'm not going to allow.
I'm gonna let this rock, and I'm gonna just play it.
It will never even take root. Let me ask you a question, because this is where I was going with it when I was going to be in this deep fake.
Go to bed.
Some of us have kids. And if you have a child, and the child does something wrong, which happens, and children do things wrong. It's just basic. It's part of growing up. What do you do about it? You scold them. You put them on punishment, right? You teach them. That's what you're supposed to do. You find ways to make them recognize their wrongdoing so they can correct it. If you're a good parent, you listen to your kids and you let them speak. You don't use the slave method, which people have still been using till this day, which is beating their kids. That's a slave method. That's the beating kid thing is the worst thing you can ever do to a kid because you're traumatizing them for life. You're giving them severe trauma links and PTSD. Only a small percentage of the children ever make it out and can say, when I got beat, that set me straight. But the other 95% of the people are suffering.
Riley, go to bed.
Abusers, drug addicts.
Bed.
Bipolar disorder, narcissists, and everything else because of those crazy beatings. Instead of listening to your kids and talking to them. And finding out how you guys can gain some kind of common ground and teaching them and leading by example. We have the power to do that as human beings. And you mean to tell me this all-knowing, all-loving God didn't have the capability of doing that? Didn't understand basic parenting 101? But this is the creator of the universe. No, wrong.
This dude is so dumb.
Like I said before. Things I wanted to talk about in the dramedy that never got addressed. Let's move on a little bit now. Let's see where we're going now. Let's get over to, we're going to start talking about defendant number 3.
Oh, he just now first started talking about defendant number 3. Come on, Billy.
Here we go.
You done with this mic, right?
Let me show some photos. Let me pull up a photo here. 12,791 people in the live chat right now. Make sure you guys share this video. And if you haven't, make sure you click that like button. Where's this photo at I'm looking for? Here it goes, up here somewhere. There we go. This one here. All right. Defendant number 3. The easiest case of them all. This is the linchpin that took the illegal content and distributed it online. The content that I didn't want distributed because I knew that it was contrived. It was heavily edited. Some of it was dubbed. It was also a setup. It was one-sided, and it made us look like complete amateurs. Even if it didn't have any of the other attributes to it, just the way that it looked, period, point blank, it looked like an absolute clown show, and I didn't want to be involved in a clown show. Now, what are these photos up here? You can see the bar over the face, the black mark over the face. It's showing in a couple of photos. This gentleman has been to my house, as he stated in his hate video, another dark entity. We invited him to my wife's birthday party, to a New Year's Eve party. We've done work with this man for over the years. We've done workshops and classes and training sessions over many years. My wife actually knew him for 20 years, and I've known him since probably, 2019 or something like that, when I started helping him promote Dr. Joe Dispenza, who he actually worked for, Dr. Joe. It was 2018, 2019. I started doing promotions for him on my social media accounts when I used to take paid promotions. Now I don't do that anymore. I only promote my own stuff. But back then, just trying to monetize, I promoted other people's content, other people's conferences, and so forth. And Dr. Joe was one of the larger, accounts, marketing accounts. So that's how I met him. I didn't. My wife knew him long before I even met her. It's just a coincidence that we actually ended up knowing the same person. I thought he was a cool guy. I really did. I spoke so highly of this man. Again, another person I let in my inner circle. I really thought he was a cool person. I thought he was on the same frequency. I had done several things with him over the years, breathwork meditations and workshops and classes. Paid him money. He paid me money. Matter of fact, here's the last check he gave me right here. This is paid from his company, $11,000 he paid me. I was in a live workshop with him, Reverend Michael Beckwith, and a couple of other top-notch speakers. They were all good guys with a lot of real good knowledge. And my payment was $11,000. He paid me by PayPal, as you see witnessed there in my receipts. This gentleman gets on a video and says the other day. Now, let me go back. I digress. Let me go back. Let me paint a better picture of defendant number 3. He was on the frequency of the Christ consciousness and loving and helpful and cheerful and happy when he was married to his beautiful wife. I think her name was Irina. And something happened and he turned dark. He started gradually turning dark. I'm not sure what happened within their relationship, but it ended. I was kind of shocked. I hadn't seen her and him together in a while. And when I found out that it had ended and he had actually moved from Michigan to Florida, I said, okay, well, we'll do some things together. He claims in this video that at that time, which would have been either, 2019 or 2018, that I told him I was 70 years old. At that time, it would have been probably 48. He claims, and this is one of the most asinine things I've ever heard in my life, and I'm going to tell you the stem and the root of it goes into defendant number 4. He claims that I told him that I was 70 years old, and I did that so I can sell colloidal silver. How in the world am I going to sell colloidal silver by telling people I'm 70 when I'm clearly in my 40s? And as some would have thought, I was in my 30s at the time. I would have sounded like a complete bumbling idiot. Now, if that was true, and everything else he said in this hate video, he's a cocaine dealer and all this, he's laundering money and all this. If he felt I was doing all this stuff, why did he do business with me for 5 years? Just as recently as that last invoice was paid, just in last year. Why do business with me if you know that I'm just lie? If somebody came to me his age and told me they were 70, I would say, oh, I can't do business. This guy is a psychopath. I got to walk away from this guy. But yet and still, he did business with me for years. Where does this 70 come from? Let's talk about that for a minute. Let's clarify what happened with that. Defendant number 4 saw an article about me online. Not written by me, not hired to be written by me. Someone wrote an article about me. Some random site saw me as an up-and-coming producer and said, hey, I want to write an article about this guy. And they did. In that article, they went to my IMDb, Internet Movie Database. That's where all the movies and TV series are stored, and people can get their credits for whatever work they've done in film. On my IMDb, it has a bio of me. And in my bio, it has my name and information about me. It has my height, my skin tone, my eye color, my hair color, my weight, and all that information. Because if somebody's looking to book you, they need to know that information so they can see if you're the person that's the right fit for what they're looking for a TV show or a series. Inside my bio, my height was in there at 6'4". 6'4". 6, quote, 4, double quote, 6'4". The person that wrote that article, they must have cut and pasted some of my bio because it was in there word for word. When they cut and pasted it into their blogging software or whatever that was, the 6'4" was in there, but it became 64. So I guess in some way, or the sloppiness of how they were reading it or understanding or comprehend, whatever it was, it just said 64. It said BillyCarson 64. But on my IMDb, it says BillyCarson 6'4" with the quotes, the quotations, designating my height, showing that I'm a tall individual. So it became BillyCarson 64 instead of 6'4". That got carried on and got indexed into Google. Other people were then writing articles about me, but copying. What happens when somebody writes an article from these like B and C level article companies online, they all kind of grab from the same information and they kind of modify just a little bit, and then they put it out because they're just trying to get traffic to their site so they can get their Google ad revenue. So it kind of became 50, 60, 70, 80 people with almost the same exact content, but still always saying BillyCarson 64. So when I started going live and doing videos and things like that, at some point, people started asking me, hey, man, this guy's 64 years old. Not 70, 64 at the time. And I would comment back, no, I'm not 64 years old. That's a mistype in an article. I've gone live, and I've got clips on Forbidden Knowledge on my Facebook and Instagram account of me explaining this exact thing. I've talked about this, I don't know, 5 or 6 times over all this decade or whatever, explaining this over the last 5 years, explaining this crazy coincidence thing that happened. I got a Wikipedia page put up, not Wikipedia, but Wikidia, which is the sister company to Wikipedia. And I put that in my my bio on X, which used to be Twitter, and a few other places, because it shows my date of birth and my age. It says right there, 9/4/1971, and my age at this time.
Oh man, I'm just trying to.
Defendant number 4 had taken or looked at.
Just kind of trying to be patient because I don't want to get off the stream without letting this man get his whole thought out. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's the whole basis of the stream. But he's really kind of just I don't know. He kind of blowing me at this point, man. He talk about everything and what's important. Like, my thing is pull up the debate. Let's watch you defend yourself in the debate. That's what we're all here for. We're here because you got cooked in a debate. We don't want to hear about all this other stuff you talking about. Like, you just doing a lot right now. You really looking like a sore loser for real, man. I'm just being 100% honest, man. You look like a straight cornball, man. You should have just took the L and kept it moving. It's like, of course, you're going to get paid off the stream. No, nobody really cares about all that. We came to see you defend yourself, like, not talk about everybody wife and all the other stuff like you doing. We just want to see you defend yourself. But obviously, you can't take a L. You've been running around talking about how you would debate any Christian, any preacher. Nobody took in the debate yet. You finally run into your first match and you got cooked, and this is the outcome. You up here really acting like a little girl.
And saw one of those articles and taken that and contrived his own story and told it to this guy.
Acting like a girl, man.
or either he saw the article and then told it to defendant number 4. I'm not sure which way it went. Either way, the two of them were communicating and having a conversation about that, because I have a copy of some of those conversations. And so,
bro is a little girl, man.
He gets online to talk about, this guy tells me he's 70. He doesn't even realize he's added the years that it would have been from the time that this article was written till now to make me 70, technically, I guess, or something like that. Whatever the years were, he's added years into it to make me 70.
Billy going out sad, man.
The story just doesn't match up. It's just contrived, and it's total garbage.
Billy, you're going out sad, Billy.
Illegal there. It's just an idiot talking garbage, just talking off the top of his head.
Oh, I am
trying to sound intelligent, but just failing. I mean, it's just laughable. Anyway, just wanted to clarify that. But the next thing he did is he went on to try to dox me online. He took some information that had been spread online.
All right, thank you for that. I didn't even realize it.
Which I'm going to pull up.
The camera had froze a little bit.
The screen. I'm going to show you legally what we did and what happened. And,
appreciate it.
That information was false information. Proven to be false information. And there's another case I'm going to pull up showing another person that did the same exact thing.
Man.
And that is now going to trial, as the judge has denied his plea. Absolute plea to please don't take me to trial. Please throw this out. Denied. You got to spend money on an attorney, buddy. We going to court. You're going to have to prove this in a court of law, and you can't do it. You know that, and I know that. They're taking this contrived, error-based information from public records and trying to pass it off as official information.
This dude is crazy.
And it's not. And there's a reason why it's not. There's an absolute reason why it's not accurate. Let's get into that, okay? Let's get into that. First, I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about what happened to me with 2 different identity theft situations in my lifetime. They're unfortunate situations, but it happened. All right, and I'm going to break it down to you, as I've done before on video. Some people in this life have seen this already. This is the same information that was submitted as court evidence before in previous cases that I won.
I'm about to pull it up on
this is a photo of me on IMDb.
Before you get off Instagram, I'm gonna just go to it over here real quick.
The show called Judicial Injustice that I have been working on. Okay,
just so you can see it, so you'll know when you found it.
Now, Judicial Injustice was going to be this series just talking about what happened to me with this identity theft situation and how it impacted.
This is our official YouTube right here.
How it was treated and how it took
me and my wife
to get out of the situation and to prove my innocence and everything else.
We actually got 223 subscribers, which is cool.
Felony charge, never been to prison.
And so we do a lot of vlogging for real.
Later, I realized that
we kind of just started vlogging.
A much bigger puzzle. It would be better,
but we're being consistent with it.
Series or a docudrama on my real full life story.
Our first video, one of our first videos, about to hit 1,000 views up here.
Because we have a new series coming out,
which is pretty awesome.
Already in production, which is a full docu-series on my life story, so people can see a whole full series, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 seasons of content. You see where I came from the time I was born, how I struggled to stay alive in the hospital with Rh negative blood, and everywhere that everything I had to go through to get to the point that I'm at now, including this situation. I thought it would be better to wrap it into a series. It's going to be a phenomenal series. It's going to be exclusively on Forbidden Knowledge TV, or it's already in the works. It's actually going to have a couple of spinoffs. The other spinoff is actually already partially being written right now. And it'll be a second spinoff, which will be the culmination of the 2 spinoffs merging together, which is going to be incredible. You've never seen anything like this on TV yet. So I'm the one who put this out. And you can see the date on this is years and years ago, which is where people went and got the idea to go look this information up. Now,
dang, man, I feel bad for this brother, man. For real.
What's crazy is in America, we discover that we are the land of the free with the most people in prison. And out of all the people that are in prison, the majority of those people are minorities. And out of the majority of the minorities,
what is he talking about, bro? You supposed to be talking about
50% of those people locked up in prison
are locked up on victimless crimes. They actually didn't injure or hurt or steal or rob anyone. They only hurt themselves. Victimless crimes. And the majority of those people are black. So it's actually should be no surprise to you whatsoever that a black man gets into a situation where he ends up getting booked into a county jail for a traffic violation, for a mistaken identity, for anything. You see? I witnessed my father get beaten in 1977 in Miami, Florida.
What about the debate, Billy? You here for the debate, brother?
Going to pay the rent.
I'm about to get off of this. Cause he's kind
4
of
cops came over and started beating the crap out of him with the butt of their
buddy
rifles.
irritating me at this point.
And a 5th walked over and says, "No, not that nigga, the one down there." And they got up and just left him on the ground bleeding. With
he on a real tangent right now.
Screaming and crying inside the car, watching our dad get pummeled by these cops. Fast forward, 74 years old, a man that's only 5'8",
I just want y'all to realize
maybe 115 pounds soaking
he is supposed to be talking about BillyCarson exposes fake debate video. We've talked about everything else but that for almost 2 hours right now.
They put him in the front row. He was wearing a suit that I bought him without the jacket, just the vest and the pants and dress shoes. Cleaned up. He hardly ever left the house for anything. He finally was pulled out of the house to go be a part of something.
I think at this point, he's just trying to drag like the watch hours and get as many likes and stuff as he can on this original video.
Florida, Palm Bay, Florida. I'm sorry, Palm Bay, very close to Melbourne, but it's Palm Bay Police.
Or maybe he just do random podcasts like this every night. Maybe that's the case.
Someone called 911 and said there's a black drunk vagrant in the front row harassing people. 4 cops showed up within less than 5 minutes.
Billy.
All those people around in this live concert and beat my dad down, broke his back, and gave him a double concussion in front of all those people. My dad subsequently had to go to the hospital again after that initial visit because his back wasn't fixed right. They didn't really fix the broken spine. He was in so much severe pain and agony. Subsequently, he died from that beating.
We want debate information.
Was the root cause of his death. So when you find out that a black man,
oh have mercy,
has a mugshot,
but he's still just talking like.
Anyway, this is my first car. It's a 1978 Buick Skylark, I believe. It was 78 or 79. I believe it was 78 though. Buick
All right,
Skylark.
look, man, look. I apologize to anybody who's watching, but I can't keep watching this because this is just more scam artist type stuff right here that he on for real. He's supposed to be talking about a debate. He talking about everything else right now, and this like it's just killing. Like I'm wasting my time watching this for real. I could have just watched it when it was over, skimmed through it.
I forgot my wallet.
I pretty much wasting my time for real. I could have been reading the Bible or something right now.
Situations where I didn't have my wallet, didn't have money. I'm just a kid, man. I'm literally only 16 years old.
He really trying to defend himself.
I lived
like,
on my own. I moved out and I got my own apartment at a very young age.
It's just sad.
I'm in this place off of Miramar University, right next to the Sam's Club. I forget the name of the place now. But anyway, there was.
What's good, G White?
Neighborhood.
What's good, my boy Biggs in the chat right now.
But I had fixed my car up pretty nice. I put nice rims on it.
I thought we was gonna see something good tonight, man, but this is terrible. Actually,
210s and 212s.
This is worse than a debate, to be honest.
You know, it's a nice car, nice sound system and everything else. And you know, I had some things that he wanted from that car. I'm presuming because he actually stole my car. And how do I know this? You'll find out in a minute.
Man, I'm about to go. Let's go to the debate real quick, cause. I wonder what Wes gonna have to say tomorrow. Wes probably don't even care no more at this point. Probably don't even care.
Things like in chapter 92,
he got smoked.
It says that Jesus spent 40 days on Mount Sinai, and then he came to the Jordan River and he walked to Jerusalem. But Mount Sinai is more than a week's journey away from Jerusalem. and neither Mount Sinai nor Jerusalem are close to the Jordan River. So never mind there not being a route from the Jordan River to like around Mount Sinai or going to Jerusalem. But there are internal problems with the Gospel of Barnabas, which indicate that it shows no actual indication of evidence of coming from or even having knowledge of first century Jewish understanding. It actually says Jesus is the Christ, but not the Messiah, which indicates that whoever the author is, he didn't know that those were the same words. And I think a bigger problem is that the Gospel of Barnabas actually paraphrases Dante's Inferno, which was written in 1314. So there's a lot of internal evidences that disqualify the Gospel of Barnabas, never mind the fact that we don't have any evidence of it prior to the 14th century, and none in any other language other than Middle Age Italian Italian and Spanish. But the internal content of the Gospel of Barnabas disqualifies.
So yeah, everybody who's watching, this is just pretty much what this was about. Like he just got cooked in a debate, and he's really, really upset about it. And he's just going on this long rant. He's suing everybody and all these different things like that. And it's just looking really bad for this guy.
Cell phone bill. Back then, cell phones were really high if you really used them.
So yeah, man, I'm done with this, man. I'll do a reaction video to the whole situation overall, but I can't continue watching this. It's putting me to sleep, actually. So yeah, shout out to everybody who tuned in. First of many streams, second of many streams. I didn't post the first one. I might post this one. I might leave it up for a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how it go. But other than that, y'all just stay blessed. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'm finna go lay down, give me some sleep, man, because this guy's killing my mood for the night.